I love that versatility that they've got in the off lane. You've got General that can play the Enchantress as an off lane positioning hero, can also play the more traditional scaling heroes like the Weaver we saw. So he brings something great to the table. But let's talk about the newbie side. They got a lot of talent on that newbie roster.
Yes.
I always talk about Kaka when we talk about newbie because I think they tend to pick some lanes that are on the weaker side, keying toward that mid-game team fight advantage, and it's really Kaka's roaming a lot of times that stabilizes the lane. His Sand King, the winningest player-hero combination over the last 2 patches, 30 wins now on that hero he has. Slardar, a more recent addition to his hero pool, but he's been almost equally dominant on that hero.
Yeah.
Newbee is a hell of a team, you know. As we've always said, I don't think there's a single person out there that wouldn't say that Newbee's in the top 3, maybe even the top 4. But they're still gonna lose.
MVP votes, guys.
Right.
Once again, we had a little fun with it in the last series, and they're going to be available here.
100% Dendy.
Hey!
Look at that.
Wow, Dendy boss.
I mean, that's probably how I was going to look after it. I mean,
but as before, we are pulling a little bit of a fast one here on you. As before,
there we go. There we go.
There's the man.
That's Triple C votes. We get some Kakas too. All right, we're getting some love.
This will be reset. Voting officially will open at the opening horn of the next match. You'll be able to pick a player that you think had an outstanding performance in that game, and we'll talk about it on the panel. Dendy and Havosh high-fiving in the background. These teams are getting ready. What are you looking for out of this series? Any surprises for you, Fogged? All right. You know what? Forget it. The teams are ready. We're ready. Let's get it on. Newbee against Navi. What a contrast there between the two captains. Faith, legendary support player and drafter going all the way back to TI2, one of the true champions in the game. Seneko, young, kind of upstart support, incredibly talented, really has only come into his own as a drafter, I feel, recently, but their drafting has come a long way in the last couple of months. We talked a little bit about Navi's hero pool. As we go into this draft, guys, what are the other heroes that you're looking for in this matchup?
Oh, come on. We all have to say it now. Let me do the easy answer. We're looking for the Snake Eel, the Shadow Shaman Snakey Snake Eel. It's amazing.
You're
ran
trying
it almost
so
every
hard
time.
with that.
No, I mean, I don't want to use the Snake Eel because that's the worst thing I've ever heard ever. But I think he did have an amazing performance.
Worse than Tumby?
Tumby I can stand by.
Tumby.
That one's pretty adorable.
Snake Eel.
And Yappy. Yappy too. Yappy whatever hot.
Yappy hot for.
I can stand by those, but the other one no. But
okay.
yeah, Seneko, Shadow Shaman, definitely something to stand out. I think we mentioned, you know, the Crystallized, Morphling, PL, those big ones. And then the other ones for me was General, probably playing something along like, I mean, he hasn't in a while, but I really like his Bat Rider. It's actually one of my favorite that he plays.
Yeah, that used to be his hero. I think a few seasons back at DreamLeague when General was playing. Every game, the bat would be like instant ban against him.
And he gets like, it would always be like he's versus like a tri-lane or something, he kills 2 heroes, and it's like, wait, what the hell, how the hell does this guy do that? But I think that's like the key for Navi. We mentioned it a couple of times, but I think them having this aggression, I think that's going to be the key to throw Newbee off their game.
Yeah, not just limited to the Bat Rider either. One of the keys for success for Navi around that period is that they were running these magnificent aggro dual lanes.
Yes.
It would be Bat Rider and another support hero. And I think that's something that Navi could definitely bring to the table in this series. All right, moments away here from the first picks and bans. You see Roger standing alongside Havosh, looking confident in the background.
Now, somebody who did miss most of the perfect world, can we talk about Newbee's big heroes? What were they really rolling in there?
Lots of Ogre Magi.
Yeah.
That's it. Well, everybody's running
They picked some Gyrocopter. I know that the Death Prophet for SCCC, we've seen that one already here too.
Oh, come on. Gyro, Death Prophet, Ogre.
I mean, Death Prophet, I think that we're going to see that every game.
Give me the good
they
stuff.
always get that Death Prophet if they want to
Little bit of a delay here, guys. The Chinese casters are having a few issues, so we're going to have a few more minutes.
come
Way
on,
to
Chinese.
call
Talk
them
about
out.
them.
Whoa.
Hey,
Called out.
Don't call
a few
out
more
Chinese
seconds.
casters.
Okay.
Technical difficulties is what he meant.
They made me say it, guys.
Why
They
don't
made
now.
you.
you
There we
link their
go.
Twitters, too?
So other
Don't blame the Chinese casters.
other heroes, I think the Sanking AA combo, right?
Yep.
They have ran that one.
Ah,
a couple times.
okay.
Master, I know you like those. I
There
know you
we
like
go.
those.
There's the Ogre Band, as you talked about.
Newbee did their homework. Enchantress.
There we go.
Slacks, what's going on?
Oh,
you said
God.
they weren't going to do the They've done the homework.
I shouldn't have said anything. They could hear us out there.
Oh, but Navi's prepared too. They're going to ban out that Faith Ogre Magi.
Yeah.
10-2 already in this patch.
Wow.
We're Newbie with that hero.
Well, they were pretty dominant in.
Yes,
In
in
Perfect
Perfect
World,
World,
but-
absolutely. Now, the thing that encouraged me most about the Perfect World drafts, since you asked about that, Fogged, was that Newbie showed a lot of variety in the first phase. They had a first phase Oracle pick. They had first phase Razor Omni Knight, as a lot of other teams then tried out. So I think Newbie is a team that's just diversified itself as the top of the draft as well. And there
Look
you
at these
go.
bans.
Oh, they've done their homework. Oh, no. Oh, God, no.
Everything we talked about. The
It's
Shadow
all
Shaman,
Oh,
the
no.
Omni Knight.
I'm telling you, it's a major, guys. Each team is going to have prepared. And it doesn't help either that this is the first series of the morning.
And the
So they
Razor.
will have had the teams up into the wee hours of the morning last night looking at these drafts.
Yeah. So Razor, Night Stalker is the only one we didn't really touch on.
Sure.
We've seen Roger have success on that one in the past for Navi. That aggression, I think, is the one thing that we were kind of talking about, how Navi can really pull ahead in this one. Newbie opens up with the Bane, just very flexible pick. Strong hero we saw Secret play with yesterday and to high success. Puppy having a very dominant performance on that hero. I think Faith's played that one a couple times too.
It is his, I believe, second most played
Okay.
hero so far this patch, 4 and 3.
I'd like to maybe see them just get the Kakarot Spirit as well, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
With
Big
the
fan
Bane,
of him on that
they've
one.
Done that a few times.
I think
That's
Navi
solid.
might take that away.
Whoa.
That's the other Seneko hero, right? The Witch Doctor.
I like him a little less on that hero, you know? I feel
Much
like,
less.
I feel like he doesn't get to be the true Senekio that I know.
I see him
He
gets
does some
aggressive.
good stuff.
He does get very aggressive with the Maledict on the Witch Doctor.
I like his play on that hero, but it just doesn't have the same kit. It doesn't offer the same kind of pushing threat
Right.
Shadow Shaman does. And already, I look at these first two picks by Navi, and maybe a little bit of a wave clear disadvantage, depending on what Newbie goes first. Of course, Bane, not so great in that department.
Clockwork, though, it's a flex pick, right? They're running
Yeah,
it so they
fair
can,
enough.
it's good versus the Bane in all situations of the game, and they can be put in 2 different lanes. And Newbie gets the Kaka Sanking, one of his most played, and as you mentioned,
Absolutely.
one of his most successful heroes.
Yeah, I got to say, already I'm liking the opening that Newbie's got a little better than what Navi got with these first.
I'd
I
agree.
think Sand King and Banes have certainly got very nice ways to play around both the Witch Doctor and the Clockwork.
So Clock being picked up early forces Newbie to actually ban out the Shadow Fiend, the soul trick that we do see so often.
Yep. And Navi banning out the SCCC Queen of Pain.
Oh, that's one that we didn't actually touch on. That's one of his more popular too.
Oh, he is, for my money, he is the best Queen of Pain player in the world right now. Of course, Sumail, maybe CTY, gods on that hero as well, but
Yeah.
the farming numbers that SCCC is able to put up while still keying their team fight with that hero.
Wow, look at that, a Medusa ban. Is that
I'm kind of happy to see the Medusa ban.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been seeing it so many of these games. I want to see some more variety coming out.
sure?
It's not the
powerful
most
hero.
exciting hero.
But I'm just kind of question is pretty early for that Medusa ban, right?
I think because of the supports that they have.
Yes.
Or, well,
Ah.
we're assuming, we don't know where the Clockwork's going to be just yet because General plays it, but these 2 heroes, they don't really deal well versus Medusa if it gets to those later stages.
And just the tempo at which Navi likes to play. I mean, yes, they did beat Virtus Pro in that ultra long game that we had yesterday, the second match that we saw here, but Navi not generally a team that likes to go 50 minutes plus, and Medusa just so hard to push high ground against.
All right, well, we're in the reserve time already for Newbee. Strong
Sure.
lineup.
And there's no chance, is there, that KP plays the Sand King and they try and slip an AA into this lineup as well, is there?
Maybe if there's something like a Death Prophet revealed for Navi, which
So they have
could
done
go
that.
for. They
They
have done
Pass,
that.
for the record, yes.
Okay,
They
okay.
have slid KP over into the Sand King.
I don't think that would be that bad at all, but I mean, maybe say they want to see where it goes with the rest of this.
I don't think you need AA yet. I think if Navi picks a core that's vulnerable against it,
Yeah, they want more information.
Sure.
And I think we still don't know where the Clockwork's going to go. I guess we can say we don't know where the Sand King's going to go. They want to be able to have those kind of matchups.
Now,
versus
one
each other.
thing that I don't like about the Viper pick here is that it gives away a lot of information that a hero played pretty much exclusively by Dendi and in the mid-roll. by Navi, so Newbee now have a lot of information about what Navi's core configuration and their laning configuration is going to look like.
I don't know. Call me a hater, but I have yet to see Dendy be on that Viper and have like a standout performance.
Dude, speaking of standout, look at SCCC's hair today.
Woo! Maybe they're gonna go for a bristleback pick.
I mean, there's a reason that
Dude, I love it.
you get a picture with that guy and your MMR immediately goes up by 500.
Wow.
True story.
I didn't know that. That makes a lot of sense. But anyway, I'd like to see Dendy on these more flashy kind of mids, you know, be able to show off. And Viper, sometimes they put it on him and I don't see it. But maybe it won't even be a mid Viper. Who knows? They could do something crazy. A bat rider.
So Newbee takes the bat themselves.
Yeah. And this has been a staple of the Chinese scene for a long time. Flame at TI played some of the best bat rider in a single tournament I've ever seen. And there you go. There's the counter.
That was the quickest counter, as Owen said.
It could be the it could be the Roger Nix, right?
Oh, that's what you. I was like, what your point? I was like, oh yeah, Roger Nix assassin. Let's go, boys and girls.
We love you, Roger.
He's
know he had a good chuckle about it,
He's got a
too.
point to prove. He's going to do
definitely.
it. I hope it is. I really do hope it is.
He has a much better already like situation coming out from this game. He's versus the Bat Rider.
I love
Makes the game a lot easier for the Knicks.
Yeah, but it puts General onto that clockwork, which I feel like offlane clockwork is very high volatility.
Yes, and also the thing you were talking about earlier is the wave clear. They're already looking like having massive problems with the wave clear. And the farm prioritization, right? If Nyx and Clockwork are support and offlane, who's going to take the farm? Which one of the supports? No one's really going to be able to take that one. It's going to have to be the last hero, just a really hard carry for Navi. And we've got the Bane Mirana combo coming out.
All right.
That's an easy combo right there. Yeah, looking pretty nasty.
Newbee lacking a bit in the physical damage department. Could this be an AM game?
You know, no one's picking AM. I'm not sure what the deal is. Maybe they finally nerfed him enough to make him unviable.
That blink change was...
It was pretty bad.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad for the hero.
Remind me what that was?
Cooldown.
Yeah.
It's much longer now.
I think the hero is so good.
I think he can still have situations
where
it fits.
That's a good CK ban. That's a really good CK ban.
I think we were just saying that we need a hero that really takes up a lot on the side of Navi, a lot of farm.
Yeah, what do they get for Crystallize?
A lot of his heroes are banned, the Morph, the CK.
PL.
PL is one of the ones that could be an instance.
Whatever happened to Sven? There's a hero that people use.
Tiny is still, after all this, is still on the board. I don't know that
he lost a lot though, right?
Yes,
yeah. It was not
1 in 3 were Tiny and IO yesterday. Only win was by Liquid.
And yep, good.
Well, they'll take the PL.
Newbee takes the PL instead then for themselves.
Yeah.
So seeing that Navi has very little ways to clear those illusions.
Oh, yeah. Viper
very
gets
strong.
Owned by PL as the game goes on.
Yeah.
Would they take it for Crystallize? I mean,
they got to get wave clear.
So is this okay? I would guess that this is SCCC Mirana with Mugi on the PL.
Yeah, that's what we would imagine.
Navi couldn't try and run a Drow lineup, could they? Just try and end it.
I think that would be suicide.
Okay.
They could do it. They could do it, but I think that would be suicide here. Drow and Viper as my cores against a PL.
I just feel like it's something I've seen Navi do before, but yeah, probably not the best option.
You know what? I mean, it's Navi. I wouldn't rule it out because they're the kind of team that would have the confidence that Drow could get like the Maelstrom up super fast to do it with the illusions, but it's tough. Fog, I don't necessarily see an ideal solution here.
I mean, they do like to go with the Crystallized Weaver a lot of the times.
I think that's probably one of the better options.
That's a very sort of comfortable pick for Navi.
It'll do well in the lane, but I think in the later stages...
Wait, what about Sven?
That's what I was saying, bro. Sven, he got the wave clear, he got the carry, he got the slam jam.
I think you need something that has that AoE wave clear that can clear out the illusions, that has the big physical damage. I mean, Viper's damage output, remember, he needs people to be low.
I think what we were on like a limit similar thing, like having like a BKB core, maybe something like a Gyrocopter too. That's still
Gyro.
Cool.
Okay, Gyro works.
I mean, Gyro is a little bit squishy though. With
he is a bit squishy.
If that Mirana gets ahead,
he's gonna get
before his BKB. Yeah.
I think Sven looks pretty decent with the BKB because it's really good versus the high magic damage.
But aren't you gonna have to lane against this bat as the Sven? You're gonna have issues that like a Weaver wouldn't.
Yeah. I mean, he's gonna get blowed up. I don't know. They might have been drafted into a corner here. I'm not sure how you get a carry that has that much wave clear that's going to be able to
just
heal.
all the traditional counters, I guess you could Slark, but all the traditional sort of Batrider counters in the lane are just horrible against the PL Morocco.
Life Stealer's still there, isn't it?
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
you were right.
I guess you could.
Nahaz!
So it does have with the Dark Pact, it does have the ability to have some AoE against the illusions. It's mobile. It can get around in the fights. It can in the lane, right? Of course, you can purge off the napalm stacks.
It's good versus Miranda the Pounce.
Yeah. Okay.
Makes it tricky for the bat to find the lasso, I guess. Yeah.
I still feel like it's going to come online a little too slow. Owen, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm not a big believer in the slot. I'm looking forward to seeing Navi do something amazing. It is crystallized, as I said. Don't discount this guy. He's incredible. But doing it with the Slark against Newbee, I think that is quite an ordeal. So I've got to go with Newbee on this draft.
I'm going to go Newbee as well.
You know, I know you're going to say Newbee too, but let's be real, guys. Navi's got this one in the bag. Just because they've memorized their drafts doesn't mean they remember how to play against that CIS spirit.
I got to go with the percentages. I think Newbee is the better team coming into this. I think they've gotten themselves a pretty good advantage in the draft. Let's go 3-1, Newbee, but I want to see 3 games in this series. All right, let's send it out. Kicking off game 1 of our second series of the day. Here are Toby, 1, and Blitz.
You know, that panel can discuss all they want about the 5th pick, but I want to hear from you, Blitz. Slark was the pickup. We were tossing up as well, like the Svens, the Lunas, and everything else.
Yep.
Do you think Crystallize has what it takes to make this Slark work?
Absolutely. I think it's a great Slark game.
Wait, hang
really
on.
excited to see Slark.
Wait, is this Slark bringing out the worst in you again? Or
No, I'm very happy.
believe this?
Yeah.
You legitimately
absolutely.
believe this?
Navi #1. What? Why are you looking at me with skepticism?
Because I'm a skeptic.
But not today, Tobes.
Not today. So you think it can work? Well, if it can round up the line, it's nice. But how do you deal with the PL with everything Navi has? Have you got enough if this PL gets fat?
No.
This is why I'm a skeptic. Like, you've got no clearance the Sven the Cleave would have offered, or the Luna Glades would have offered.
Sometimes, though, Dota doesn't require logic.
Yeah, is this when we look at it, and we were all sitting there on the draft in the last series, we're just like, you know who's going to win this? Virtus Pro is going to win this, and then EG won it, and then we go back for game 2, and then it's like, and again.
What? Me and Slacks called EG, dog.
For game 1.
Yeah, for game 1.
For game 2, we were all VP.
Yeah.
And then EG won.
But game 1, I don't know. We got game 1 right. You don't have to lump us in with your failed endeavor.
with my 0-2.
Ours do not sully our record.
Hey, this is the reason why I don't go panel. I just look at the games and enjoy.
That's true. Sometimes that's all. Navi, that's what it is. You
just look at the games and enjoy.
Just look at the games and enjoy.
It doesn't have to make sense. We've got like a whole bunch of single target available against an illusion-based hero like a PL, and initiation-wise, at least they're going to have the vision game. Like, you're going to have Rocket, you're going to have Nyx Assassin inside of Invis, potentially Slark initiating as well inside of Shadowblaze. Maybe we're looking at this from the wrong angle, where they're going to get the leash, they're going to get the lockdown, and then it's just bang, 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 kill them off before you can create and assemble the army.
The upside is that PL is a much slower hero. He requires a lot of farm to be somewhat serious.
Yeah.
I think that it is a good Slark game, minus that, because if you look at the lockdown for him, he can almost shed off all of it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the main reason they picked him. So the objective right now for Crystallize is I have to kill everyone else, and then my team has to help me kind of maneuver around the PL. They're going to have to get into like a situation where they just kite him.
You start playing around with the Viper's Nether Toxin. At least that's one way where you can, I don't want to say you can't zone it, but at least you can try and, can't zone, but yeah, what's the thing I'm thinking of?
What are you shooting for right now?
I'm thinking of like the sentries from StarCraft 2, where you can shield block and just lock them in that way.
Force fields.
Force fields, yeah.
Force fields.
Yeah, hey, you can force field them into one area and just lock them up. Colossus can't reach. Yeah, tribute to esport game. Yeah, maybe they can do that. But I sense a couple of problems as well for the Newbee lineup. We talk about like Slack being shrug things off. This Nyx Assassin, who is our player who's DC'd, it is going to be a Roger Nyx Assassin, so it's a clockwork off. Is it enough to say the Nyx is going to be a problem just because he has Spike Carapace against a lot of AoE abilities, which they probably can't control? And then are you happy putting this Nyx into a 4 role and not having him in the 5 role, where the clockwork, in the 3 role where the clockwork is currently sitting?
I think so. I think that Roger doesn't need to do a whole lot. He just has to spike Carapace under the Firefly. Like, that's the main thing that you're going to shoot for. That's the reason why Bat Rider gets countered by the Nyx Assassin. Like, anytime the Bat Rider tries to go, it's really difficult to find the initiation. It's similar to the matchup against Puck. Like, it's the same reason why people pick Nyx against Puck as the counter, so you can always get the insta.
The insta disable.
Yeah.
So we got a small problem, as you can see on the screen with Faith. It's his mouse, which is currently having a connection issue. The guy below the desk, our technician, looking to fix things up quickly. No delays today. No too much hype and blow the power board.
Nope. That killed me.
Oh, no.
But I'm back alive.
The power board didn't kill you. The soundboard killed you when I pulled it. That's what that was. I like to see the old combination. Like, even though you're running this as a core Mirana, a 2-position Mirana, having Faith Nightmare set up, is it actually as easy to pop off? Like, do you have problems with Navi? Like, can they even get rid of that apart from just stealing the Nightmare? Like, how do you stop Nightmare into Arrow if you're Navi?
Somebody's got to tank it.
That's it. You just like Slark jumps in, just Dark Packs on the way.
Yeah,
It's like,
you
oh,
can do that.
I'll take this.
Nyx
It's
can
fine.
tank it and just spike Carapace as well. There are a bunch of options, Tobes. Don't worry about that. Don't overthink it.
It's just the old-fashioned combination, right? Like, who was that? It was the French team, right? That kept running that. Sebastian's team.
Sigma.
It was Sigma.
Maybe. That was the one with like Godlike and stuff. Shout out to Sigma International. What a team.
As opposed to the original reason for Sigma, which was going to be an all-French team. That's like they attempted. They succeeded with the all-Swedish team. TI winners. Now, what are they playing here? They're actually here at DreamHack playing another game.
Arena of Valor.
Arena of Valor, they're here playing. My, how esports has developed. At Newbee, they're waiting around the front of Roshan. 4 heroes ready to go. This looks like the old, like, wait for the bounty kind of maneuver. But they're going to do what they did yesterday. Is this smoke up and run forward. They do not want to observe a ward here because there's a sentry available. But the Bar Strike onto Seneko is going to help out. The arrow will connect. So Seneko will die. They're giving the last hit into SCCC. But the advantage that Navi will have is they know exactly where that Radiant Observer ward is.
No, the play is to immediately bring yourself a sentry and then de-ward it.
As if they know, like, he put that down before they got close enough to see him. So it might be hard to understand it.
What's weird is it looked like Seneko knew that was coming, but he dipped onto the low ground for half a second and they saw him with the stun. And of course, the Sand King does have boots level 1, so it was pretty impossible for him to avoid that once he got onto the low ground.
Come on, Roger. Where's the efficiency, Roger?
Did Roger get the...
Yeah, he tangoed. He tangoed the ward. It's like, you can take some damage first.
Nah, you get rid of it instantly.
Efficiency. He's getting it out of it, like, getting it now. 13.3, running at SCCC, who's going to cop that range poison attack damage from Dendi.
What does he need regen for? He's a Nyx Assassin.
That is very true. Base regen is already way too high. 5.4.
You think that hero, Toby, needs more HP regen? He's already eating a tango. Life is the tango for that man.
He's just got snacks stored inside the shell.
He's hibernating. He's preparing. He's bulking for the long winter.
What happens when he hatches?
True. All right, this bottom lane, though,
Kaka? No. Yeah.
they try to set things up so it was advantageous. But I don't think General's happy up here.
Yeah, General's... Oh, what does he even do? Like this is what we talk about. General regretting what decision? Decision that Navi get more farm into Crystallize by getting him the matchup that they wanted, which is Batrider versus the Slark. He wants to get the pounce. Paralyzing Cask will hold him there. There goes the pounce. The TP out won't work. The Boris Strike over from Kaka, creating space. KP has his salve available, and this gang from Navi is not going to pay off, even with the 3 heroes they brought to bot lane.
Now he's happy that his TP got cancelled. He's like, all right, sweet, I lived.
General, problems underneath that tier 1 tower. Mugi able to easily close the distance on General. The Cogs still push him back.
He's out of mana now.
Yeah, problematic. Moogie's still got he's got a couple of stick charges up his sleeve, and with the help of Faith, they get a couple of hits into General, and there's the Phantom Rush forward, but Faith's basic attack, once he had the vision inside the trees, gets the kill. So Newbee 2-0. A very good start for the off lane of PL.
This is just pretty rough for Navi. All three of their lanes looking a little bit weak here early on as they are devoting the tri-lane here. And the downside of this, Toby, is that they're splitting XP among 3 people. So everyone's just bottlenecked around level 2, whereas KP's already level 3. Like, even if he dies at this point, I don't think he's going to be too dissatisfied with what's happened.
Yeah.
And Kaka's hero matches up pretty well against both Roger and General, because you can't really trap the Sand King, right? He has an escape at all times, he's got a reliable stun.
There's only one ability that can actually pull him out of the Sandstorm if he wants to go into it, but he Burrow strikes forward, making the most out of the end of the DD. Paralyzing Cask wants to get space of his own. He went Caustic Finale, so there is no Sandstorm. With the Maldic damage, Kaka is dead.
Yeah, KP has no mana to try to help him out.
He's
Hard
getting mana burned by Roger.
Yeah, hard commits for that. Pretty surprising. And now,
they're
they want to
TPing
make
back
the jump.
down. Kaka's going to have to sacrifice himself if KP's going to get out this one. The double Burrow Strike will do it. Paralyzing Cask, again being a nuisance, but Faith is rotated over. He nightmares onto the Nyx Assassin. Who are they looking at? Kaka needs to turn around. Burrow Strike's off cooldown in 1 second time. It's a level 1, so the range is pretty ass, but he has the time when Nyx Assassin takes forever just to turn on the spot. 4 stacks of Sticky Napalm. A lot of gunk in the cogs.
Yeah, unable to do anything there as Dendi in mid lane. Pretty even so far. Once he gets these 2 creeps, last hits, he will be
General?
dead even as General.
Now, Battery Assault's going to wear off. Courier just baits in for the attack.
He's doing pretty well up here at top, though. Is level 4, hasn't had a split XP with anybody. Mugi,
He's got 13 denies on that lane.
yeah.
I think a lot of that, some of that's cogs though.
Those are a lot of cocks.
Nightmare. Onto Seneko. Roger's nearby. Gonna try and help out. Paralyzing Cask into the Impale.
Up at top, though, General. Trading hits with Mugi as he gets mana burn once again. He should pop his salve here, I think.
And SCCC, he took to 4 HP then in mid lane. So low with the attack from Dendi. Just a little bit more and he would have got that kill.
Yeah, I'm surprised that SCCC is even keeping up in this lane. Almost nobody outtrades the Viper, and he's learning that the hard way right now. Still, the kills 3-1 in favor of Newbee. Navi, though, doing a very good job in the laning phase when it comes to CS, keeping things relatively even. But it's the Spat Rider and the Sand King that are going to be the playmakers for Newbee, so we need those heroes to do well if you're a Newbee fan.
Well,
And
Kaka's still short on levels, but KP's getting both levels and a large amount of farm. 25, 20 for 5 as a CS. He's got more CS than the Slark does. Not too shabby at all.
Conversely, though, this Bane, haven't felt his presence too much on the map, has tried to just run around and trade. Both supports from Navi, still a little bit underleveled right now.
Maybe another reason too why Faith's here in the mid. Adds a little bit more pressure onto Dendi, top lane, Mugi in General, battling it out. There's still illusions that's making life a little bit more difficult for General to get this kill, but with Lance
General's
and
down.
Phantom Rush, Mugi, heavy damage. The setup is still ready and prepared on bottom lane, so Seneko going to look for this paralyzing Cask, KP, as well as SK. Oh no, the impel from Roger is going to miss, but Kaka, Burrow Strike forward, KP taking way too much damage with the Maledic pop. Actually crystallized against the last swing in to find the kill onto KP.
Yeah, very fortunate cast bounces there too. At the same time, General giving up that solo kill to Mugi hurts him quite a bit. Mugi jumps forward to level 6 right now. The Slark, on the other hand, is only level 4 as a benefit of having to share the lane between 2 other people.
It's that question mark we put on the game, right? Like, how does Navi deal with a PL, especially a PL that gets an early start like this?
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's going to be just as powerful as Ace was on his lone draw
Another
before,
kill,
but it
though.
feels like a similar situation. Yeah, KP back behind the T1 towers. Faith, who was going on Dendi in mid, resulted in his death, and the battery assault not going to happen when SCCC had the leap available.
Just gonna back out as at bottom, Seneko getting traded out right now, but here comes Crystallize.
Kaka stick charges up and goes into the Sandstorm. Nothing they do after that point. Still, the only hero on the map able to get him out of that is the Clockwork.
Perfect.
Easiest arrow.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Things gonna reset, at least just for a second. Dendi feels very confident in this mid lane.
Newbee feels even more confident up on top. There's so many of him just underneath the tower. He continues to spam them towards General. And General with this level 6, like, you know he wants to rotate off the lane. He wants to try and gank. But one, he doesn't have the life. Two, he doesn't have the TP. Maybe this will work when Mugi, the paralyzing cask, it bounced back down to him. So Doppelganger's up. General hits the hook shot. They hold him in with the cogs, and Mugi's going to fall. A huge kill for Navi. They definitely needed that against Mugi, but then they go on mid. Nightmare prepping it up. Rogers in the neighborhood, double stun, hitting both SK as well as SCCC. Kaka hits the burrow strike. Arrows available. Roger body blocks it up as SCCC low on mana. Even with the one charge trigger, Roger has to start the run away up the hill. Kaka burrow strike 1 second now off cooldown, goes through the Nyx assassin, and Newbee will pick up both of the Navi mids.
And they're going to immediately shrine for this too. Being very efficient here as Seneko, right above them though, does want to start running pretty soon. Is level 5, but is going to snatch the bounty rune in front of Kaka, who sees Seneko in the river, but he's already made his way out. And in mid lane, they did lose the Viper, so things are a little bit more even, but not too shabby for Navi. They were able to kill the PL, and they, like you said, needed to slow down his momentum. He was doing a little bit too good.
Yeah. Like, if they let him keep going, this Diffusal Blade, which is still a little bit away, it probably would have been completed by 10 minutes. And unless Navi can actually stop it, okay, Seneko, paralyzing cast, the Pyro Strike. Kaka barely got that in time. The TP was very close to completion, but Seneko will die, and money will start rolling in for Newbee. Mugi gets 1, the kill, and 2, the tier 1 tower on top. Meanwhile, on bottom, Lasso. You get a quick mana burnout, so there's not much more for KP to really commit to this. He just gets stunned up, leashed up. And Navi are pretty arse at pushing towers, so this tier 1 tower is not going to be traded. And there's Mugi taking the top with the extra cash.
Gonna go for the Diffusal first. Sometimes in China we saw the treads into Diffu, but I think most people prefer getting the travels anyways on this hero. There's more utility there too. As in mid lane, it looks like they're trying to set up, of course, you can't leap out of pounce, but nobody quite there. And I think the Clockwork, without the hookshot, might even make his rotation upwards. Who's the target though?
It's Mugi. He doesn't have a TP scroll available. He does have that 1 point up in Doppelganger. Kaka holding nearby. Mugi may just try and fight this one. There's your first stun. Here comes Kaka, ready to bounce in. Meanwhile, Faith caught out, paralyzing cask, working with the neutrals to keep Faith in position. And Kaka and Mugi will wisely back out.
That was not the target that they wanted to go for though.
Smart TP from SCCC.
Yeah.
He knew the second that Viper Strike gets committed, he doesn't have the life to survive it.
It's a good idea. But that top lane gank, they made that huge rotation only to find a Bane level 5 in the jungle. Not who they wanted to grab at all. It was Mugi, definitely.
Yeah. He is the highest net worth by far, 4.8k on that PL to the 3.8, 3.9 of Slark.
Yeah, Slark will start to catch up though, Toby.
Yep.
Once he gets his Shadow Blade, he can just look around the map and be a killer. As Kaka, they dropped the sentry.
Yeah, they were looking. General still walking around in that Invis rune, hoping for initiation. Mugi is the main man.
Yeah, they wasted a lot of time on this though. It needs to be successful.
They cast and they maledict the lane. They thought Mugi was one of them. General doesn't have long left on this Invis, probably 5 seconds, if that. So he's going to get a little bit of extra information, but you've got no maledict, you've got no paralyzing cask at the moment. So General has to retreat up, now reveals himself. Kaka.
Here too.
Oh, waiting for it. There goes your Lancers out. They're going to go after General. There's your Burrow Strike. Perfect from Kaka. Hitting both of them. Even the follow-up Fiend's Grip. Paralysis Cast bounces up from the Harpies. And General hook shots out, but Kaka, under the cover of Moonlight Shadow, stops the hook away. He's low on life from the Burrow Strike. Kaka will ensure it. The stun from Roger. Honest money. The Sentry actually giving him the vision they need, but Faith giving him the space they need until Crystallize rotates in. Faith with the quick brain sap gets a little bit of the life back, but Crystallize, he's gone to the Shadow Dance after Faith with that fancy footwork. That's going to be very easy to get the pick up and give Crystallize a double kill on top.
Not bad whatsoever for Navi. They do lose the Clockwork in exchange for the 2 supports, but still an overall even pickup. And during this entire time, of course, the Bat Rider is also farming and has caught up quite nicely. KP not that far away from the Blink Dagger, despite the kind of start that he had. 1, 2, and 0, but has focused so heavily on farming these stacks that he has caught up.
I'm interested to see just how effective it will be, like against Cogs and against Spike Carapace. This is not going to be the funnest time for him to initiate into.
Yeah, looks like he wants to try to give SCCC some farm too, as now he's going to move his way down here as SECC. Probably going to save the Firefly for his next attempt, most likely in that mid area. You already see one core assembled there. It's much easier to just work yourself to the other cores.
Oh, Roger is coming underneath the range of the sentry ward. He can see him. Moogie, doppelgangers away and then start spamming him. These now diffusal bladed up. PL illusions just to cause problems. It's not like Denny's got a high mana pool to start with. And the Witch Doctor needs every little bit he can get. 555 mana pool. When you're ulti, Paralyzing Cask, and Maledict, it already sets you back 440.
That Rider is mid, does have the lasso available. They didn't smoke for this though. I think they know that there's no vision. They've got a sentry down in the river. He's gonna make the jump.
Oh, got it, perfect. On to Dandy, drag him back in again with both Fiend's Grip, Starfall, and Arrow committed. Oh, there's no way Denny was surviving that.
They really want this mid tower, and it's a good commitment by them too if they can grab it. Navi in no position to defend it. They are bringing Crystallize over. He doesn't quite have that Shadow Blade yet. Roger's invised up now.
The Cask is slowing it down. KP still nearby, but like, what do you do? Roger in through the rear, Burrow Strike, they go in deeper after Seneko. Arrow flies from a long way, nice impale from Roger, but he's going low on mana. So many PL illusions jumping forward to him with the brain sap. Moogie, this looks like easy pickings in the mid lane.
The amount of damage right now that this 12-minute Diffusal Blade is doing to the supports, he's just ripping them up, and Roger didn't have to commit for that. That felt like it was miscommunication. You saw the Slark coming up from the rear, but he wasn't ready to fight either. He doesn't have that Shadow Blade. He wasn't willing to commit.
Crystallize is going to be the next target. Firefly up. KP doesn't have the lasso available, but it won't matter. They just want to keep following him. This little ball of okay, Diffusal Blade. Hookshot from General. The Cogs is nice, but the Flame Break, it pushes Crystallize so close back.
He's so low.
He's holding him there. The Paralyzing Cask combining with Maledict, doing so much work. Not only do they keep Crystallize alive, but they get both Moogie and Kaka.
Slark with 1 health left in that engagement manages to survive, and instead they turn it around, and the damage on the Cask. Witch Doctor immediately drops everything and the kitchen sink. Mid tower does go down, but Navi are going to be incredibly happy with that. That lead has just been cut down severely as the Slark is barely behind now.
They had about a 3K gold swing with just that fight. It was like, this will update in just a second, but the swing is a lot harder.
Yeah, now Crystallize has that Shadow Blade.
Yeah,
he's going to start hunting now.
He's just been enabled by the fight.
Yeah.
What's he going to get? He's got Moogie, Rogers coming in from the side, and they take the courier. Smoke, Observer Wards. In the meantime, General dies in the lane. KP initiating once again with the Blink Lasso. Roger will TP out under the Ancients. So, courier for a clock.
Good trade. I think you're okay with that. I think both teams are okay with that, as weird as that sounds. You deny the courier from Newbee, yeah, but at the same time, you also take away General, who's a core hero. I think if you get a support, you're kind of dissatisfied with that.
Newbee doesn't lose too much apart from like a little bit of vision game. Like, that's what was on it. Like, you smoke up, you found a kill, so yeah, it's fine. But they just lost their only aggressive Observer Ward, which was up near the northern bounty rune of the Dire side. So Newbee for the moment will be blind on the map before the courier respawns. And is Dendy really going to be able to apply enough pressure to this top lane? He's got support coming in the form of Crystallize in the back lines. STCC scouted in the trees. Just out of range of the tower, Crystallize cuts through the back part of the trees. SCCC wants to go invis, but Seneko, he brought the dust, the leap away. He goes into the trees, and Crystallize got it. Faith, Fiend's Grip is up. At least he can hold the Witch Doctor in position. And now KP and Kaka combine up the Dendy. The epicenter damage was quite decent, and the Flame Break. They're going to get a 2-for-1 trade-off. Roger thinking about coming back into this fight. It's a little late, but he's got the stun. He's working with Crystallize in general. Hook shots through the back lines. controlling up Faith, but Mugi, he goes invis, tries to use the micro of the illusions to bait out Navi. They were not fooled. They find the kill. KP back into the fight, but with the Firefly down, General is burning in the fire and the flames. 3 for 3 trade-off. KP wants to go for more. SCCC back to the world of living. TP's up, flies the arrow forward. Roger will dodge this one. Crystallize stops for a second so he doesn't run into it. But Faith will find himself the double kill, killing Roger on the retreat. These chain fighting, and both teams very willing to fight as we hit 29 kills in 17 minutes.
That fight lasted so long that SCCC, who died in the very beginning of it in the tree line, manages to respawn and end the fight. There's a full circle commitment from both teams with pretty much everyone going down. But the important thing here, though, is that Crystallize is not dying in these engagements. He's continuing to pick up kills. And this is the hero that we needed to snowball on the side of Newbee. And conversely, it feels like Dendi, we're not really feeling his impact. He does still have a reasonable amount of net worth, but just hasn't really been able to put anything together. He's trying to be that frontliner for Navi, but the rest of the team is not committing fast enough.
But he's doing a hybrid build too, right? Like you've got the Maelstrom on him. He wants to be the front liner. You're naturally tanky. Yeah, that's trouble for Apollo and Miranda. No way to really jump out of this. But then again, the nightmare space created. Leap up, leap down. And away she goes.
Very well done by Newbee.
Top tower is under attack.
A failed attempt, but should lead into the tower. Almost no chance that Navi tries to defend this.
Yeah.
Or Newbee trying to defend it.
Radiant's top tower is
But they're making the most out of it. Like Mugi's down on bottom lane. He's pushing out as fast as he can, trying to build towards the mana style, making the most of the utility, the boots of travel you talked about previously. But you saw it pay off, right? Diffusal Blade first gives the damage. Now he goes into the split push control. And how does Navi really answer that? They've got good ways to catch out split pushes, but they can't really split push themselves. Or are you happy with what Slark brings? Oh, smoke underwater, not great thing.
I think they want to play more aggressively than this. It's just kind of hard because your mid hero is not very mobile. Like Viper isn't really a wave clear. He's
here they come.
A killer
lasso, they're waiting for it. No, he lassoed a creep.
He got the creep.
Yeah, he didn't get the hero he wanted. The dust is out. Roger's on the run. Karka's trying to stay with him. They're actually stunned up by the impale.
Oh, this was miserable.
And this is huge for Navi. They didn't get the initiation off that they wanted Newbee, and now they get out. All they got was Roger. That's all they got. Mugi wasn't involved then.
They barely picked him up too. He almost got out of that situation, but he stayed around thinking that the Sand King had decommitted for that. But KP latching onto the creep, a huge mistake. What should have been a very easy kill instead gets them all killed.
Yeah.
And Crystallize, this is why they pick the Slark. He might not be the best hero against the Phantom Lancer in a one-on-one matchup, but against the rest of the heroes, absolutely crushes them.
Oh boy. So Echo Saber is up for the Slark. You're looking at a semi-answer now from Newbee. They're trying to play the vision game a little bit more. They've got a Gem of True Sight on Karka. They realized with the death of that Dire Observer Ward that they were being watched, and they're going to find the fresh one too. So Navi, they're going to go a little bit blind on the map. If they find all of these wards, then it's even better. They're pinging out the position for it, and yep, there she goes. So all of the Navi wards that are on the map, apart from the one defensive one they put next to their Ancient, are gone.
Very nice for them to pick up the gem. I think they realize that the main reason, if they lose this game, it's going to be Crystallize or Roger, like the two initiations on that side. So they have to play their own type of game, pick up the gem early. And that should help them. But it's also a very heavy commitment, Toby. If you lose this gem early on, your game spirals out of control. That's going to be 5 or 6 minutes that you don't have any map control. You fed away 900 gold to the other side.
It does beg the question, though, like, who do you initiate on? Like, do you go on Karka to actually take the gem? Do you try and lock down Mugi? You've still got issues with the Batrider when he jumps in.
Mid lane, SCCC, gonna get leap.
Problematic again. He's got a couple of one charges, but okay, stunned up, down, and no buyback for 50 seconds.
Yeah, that was a desperation leap. But of course, you cannot leap out of the Slark's pounce, which is why Slark is so good against that hero.
Yeah, good against Batrider, good against Mirana. Still problematic against Mugi, who continues to add pressure to the top lane. And Navi just get the best trade-off they can. Fortifications being burnt by Newbee, trying to slow down this push in mid, but Navi have the catapult behind him. Dendi now with both Dragon Lance and the Maelstrom, having some good damage of his own. They won't go high ground, but KP is looking to fight. Blink in, lasso. He actually catches out
huge.
General Crystallize. bringing him down. Dendy's TP out, they don't see him. Just in the corner of the fog of war. Kaka didn't have Burrow Strike, so he didn't have the stun available anyway. But that is a big kill. 530 gold going the way of Mugi, propelling him closer to that Manta style.
Just felt like he was invincible, and there was nothing in this game that kind of disproved that up until this point, but has to recognize that even he can still die in a game like this.
Lasso into Fiend's Grip, like two fantastic abilities that will pierce immunity. Unless he gets his Dark Pack timing perfect, he will die.
Yeah, and Mana Burn being expended on a Mugi out of spite. Notice that Navi, they continue to play behind this Viper because he isn't one of these mobile cores. This is a hero, Toby, that you actively need to play behind because he can't move around. He's kind of like Medusa in that regard. He's not going to really do much for you outside of the team fights, and you want to utilize that. And that's why they're going for these aggressive maneuvers over and over again. And that's why Newbee, they just need to relax a little bit.
Yep. On Newbee are playing underneath their own observer ward on the other side of the tree, so even if Navi want to try and push up from the east, just up the ramp and past that bounty, they can't do it. Newbee will see them coming. And Navi are attempting, if they're smoking up themselves, they'll go underneath another Radiant Obs.
They can make these kinds of plays because there's no threat of Roshan from either side.
So many lines being drawn. The Clockwork Rocket does reveal they're coming from the south, however.
Yeah, they know.
So Moonlight Shadow, Newbee, under the cover of both their tier 2 tower. There's so many heroes here
Both
too.
teams see each other. Crystallize knows that he's spotted out. He instantly pops a Shadow Blade. His ultimate stopped regenning. So he senses danger. Now the team is going to back because they don't have the best vision of this area.
Yep.
Like, they don't quite know what's going on. They only know that they were spotted. So they should know where some of the wards are. And Navi now holding the high ground instead. But Newbee's patient. Look at what they're doing, Toby. They're making the long way around.
We're also getting more and more money while this continues on. Mugi's now by far the top net worth by 2,500. But it's the fact he's got the Manta style done. So split pushing is going to become a lot more prevalent for Mugi. He's building into the heart directly after, trying to just sustain and survive against any kind of burst damage Navi have. They won't be able to kill him off quickly. It'll have to be a long, sustained fight, which sometimes is okay for a Slark.
I mean,
as long as he can live.
It's excellent for him. If he catches a bunch of Essence Shift stacks,
yeah,
he's going to be really happy about that. The upside is, like, it's still a coin flip-y kind of game because if the Batrider latches onto the Slark and Slark has already Dark Packed it, like, if he catches him in the middle of a Dark Pack, then the fight just ends. Like, that was the main form of initiation.
Yeah. Unless he can drag him back in time. Like, that, how long does it take for Dark Pack to actually trigger? Can the Batrider pull him back in range of Faith? So Bane can get the grip.
I mean, if Bane gets the grip and he's already got packed off, he's going to be off anyways. As they all start TPing in, they know up at top.
Parker, Blink Dagger, coming forward. They got their Observer Ward deep watered. That's the reason why they're pinging out, looking up on the hills. They have to check out. They have to know there's some kind of aggressive ward. So Kaka brings the gem closer. Yeah, they're pinging it and they're seeing it. So goodbye, another aggressive ward from Navi.
Yeah, and this is where the early gem starts to pick up. It's not the amount of kills that you get, Toby. It's the map control that you get as a result of it. That's why you don't instantly want to lose it, is because then you just give the enemy the opportunity to de-ward you. But instead, Navi, they're being taken advantage of right now. Not a lot of wiggle room on the map for them.
Three-man smoke up.
There's not a whole lot of it. And on the other side, Newbee can make this play because they have so much vision around the map. They've got a deep ward up at top. They've got a deep ward into their own jungle. They should spot some heroes here.
Observer Ward. It sees both Seneko, Crystallize coming in, but Nyx through the rear. He'll get the Spine Carapace off. They'll stun each other. The Lancers forward. Dust well off target, and KP, he gets the jump onto Roger. The PL illusions from the Manta style are moving forward, while the Nightmare is keeping Seneko out of this fight. SCCC is even killing off the Courier in the middle of it. Epicenter from Kaka. Decent damage into Crystallize as to pounce himself away from KP. It's a 2-0 at the moment. More arrows flying forward from SCCC. Won't hit the money, but General and Dendy hot on the tail, but the Burrow Strike, it cancels the TP out from Dendy. Mugi didn't come up with his doppelganger, but it won't matter. Dendy is bone dry of mana. 3 heroes lost from Navi, and Newbee pushing Navi to a blind breaking point.
Yeah, they had no vision of that area. They tried to take that fight. The Slark thought he was invincible, which he still kind of is in 5-on-5 engagements like that, especially when the Bat Lasso is expended. But you notice that Kaka popped what would be considered kind of a defensive ult. He just focused on Crystallize and said, look, I'm going to make you force your ulti. Get out of here. This doesn't have to kill you. All this has to do is make time for the rest of my team, and that's exactly what happened. Seneko had a very nice death ward on the ground, but Mirana didn't really care. She just popped BKB, right-clicked him down, and they started moving from hero to hero after that. Numbers game is not in Navi's advantage, especially when Crystallize has to expend the Shadow Dance early.
So let's see it again. So this is the start where Roger and Kaka trade the stuns.
Yeah, they don't have vision on the low ground, so he goes for who he knows is there, which is the Nyx Assassin.
And they're still fighting in the Moonlight Shadow. Like, you didn't know what you're getting into. Crystallize, like, he jumped up the hill far from the rest of his team in general. Only option was to just hook in. It is crazy, too, like, how maneuverable you can be on a Mirana with those leap charges.
The triple leap? It doesn't take you very far. Like, it feels like half of one.
Yeah.
But it's still pretty good.
When he's able to use the cliffs, because the cliffs are so close in that area.
Yeah. The really unfortunate part for this Mirana is the fact that even though she can leap, she had to build BKB early on because of Crystallize, who continues to scale, is trying to get a BKB of his own, so he doesn't have to pop Shadow Dance early on.
Yeah.
The dream in teamfights is keep your BKB or your Shadow Dance for as long as possible. Once you have to pop one, you have the other ready in the holster.
Navi backing up to a farm game at the moment. General found himself an Invis rune. Not like that's going to really help him, however, considering just how great a vision Newbee had been having. Kaka is well back, all the way back at Fountain. So Navi have no real opportunity. Navi really feel this game's going to go longer. Hand of Midas. In level 14, 28 minutes in on that Nyx Assassin. He picks up the Midas and then queues up the Aghanim Scepter. Dreamlight Shadow. Kaka.
They have the high
looks
ground.
to fight. The Burrow Strike catching out too. Both Crystallize and General. Follow Fiend's Grip. That's a good hook shot from General. They'll lock him in with the cogs. But SCCC, he's into the back lines, the epicenter. Kaka going down to help. This fight split into multiple parts at the moment. KP will drop. Then he did the work. But you've still got Mugi ready to lend more aid. After the illusions jumped in, SCCC at full life. Ready to fight. General low on mana. The cogs will create space. Crystallize jumping in once more. Has to pounce away.
Shadow Dance is
arrow
gonna get arrowed.
flies! He hits him. The 4-star up isn't enough space. It won't be a minute down. Well played. Well played. Roshan is
Not
now
easy
an
for them.
opportunity for Newbee.
Not easy for them to Roche, so instead they transition into the push. Very nice arrow by SCCC. That teamfight looked like it was going to go brilliantly for Navi with that hook shot. They forced Kaka into the low ground when he tried to pop his ult. They made a very clear field of fighting, but
Kaka is watching him. The TP's coming over towards the shrine. He has the mana. Wait for it. No
he might just
impale.
juke him over.
Roger juking around the trees, but there's the TP over hero. Mugi arrives with the defusal. Roger, he's low on mana. Everyone's arriving. They won kill after kill. But this does create a little bit of extra space now.
yes, he's just trying to reset the map a little bit, see what he can look forward to. The good news for both sides is that even if they win a fight, like Navi probably does it a little easier than Newbee does, but neither team really does Roshan very efficiently. Like in normal situations, if 4 heroes are dead on the other side, you're like, oh, let's just all go into Roshan. But they don't have the best heroes to do so. And Newbee doesn't even have the best heroes at just hitting objectives until they get farm. Like once this Phantom Lancer gets a lot of items, they'll hit. But in the early go of things, Toby, it's pretty hard for them to just freely hit buildings.
That's why both teams prepare for late game, right?
Yeah, that's why both teams haven't really taken any of the tier 2s. Like the only tier 2 that's knocked down 31 minutes into the game is mid tier 2, which in this meta is really slow.
He just stayed there willing to fight. Let the PL now finish up his butterfly after the hard is done.
Yeah.
Becoming almost unstoppable. 17,000 net worth on this PL.
The annoying thing for both teams is like Newbee can't really go high ground, but they need to fight because of their lineup as a result of not being really building hitters or objective takers. And the even more frustrating part for Navi is they also have to take fights because they don't want to go into a situation against a late game Phantom Lancer because they don't have heroes that can clear against him. They can't lock him down. And so you have both teams that need a clash, which is why the score is what it is.
Yeah.
But Navi is more on the desperation timer. It feels like they're getting a little bit more antsy as the moments pass.
Is it a common thing for a PL? So we look at the level 20 talent. There's not a lot of answer to his illusions, but he doesn't go the +4. Is 500 range? Like, it's huge, obviously, but Is this the common thing on a PL on the 20?
I'm not sure. I don't play PL enough.
Fair enough.
Dire's top tower is under
But this range in team fights is probably going to be very powerful for him to move. Like, the fight's been split into multiple parts.
Yeah, I'd imagine it's really useful too against like the clockwork and just to jump on top of people. I don't know if the illusions matter too much to him right now as they grab a tier 2 and it looks like they're going for the
coming
high
back
ground.
in
Navi need to
time?
hurry.
They're starting the TPs now, but this will be delayed TPs in. It's a double catapult wave. Wish Doctor jumping to the front lines. The PL Mantra illusions are there, and they want to go for more. The PL illusions are in very deep, keeping Dendi and General at bay. There's the fortification from Navi. A lasso. They got the target and the drag back into the follow-up Burrow Strike. General is deleted. Buyback is available.
Oh no,
Crystallize,
Seneco's running
how
back.
do you push it? The tier 3 tower is going to fall, and Seneco is taking forever to retreat in. So the tier 3 tower is lost. Kaka with a Burrow Strike goes in towards Dendi. A large amount of damage. He can't get out. He's leashed up, but held in.
There's
There
the
goes
gem
the
on the
gem of
floor.
True Sight onto the deck. Who's going to pick it up? Crystallize right next to it, but now they're losing too many heroes here, Newbie. There's not enough PL illusions fighting for the cause. Mugi barely surviving, running away. Crystallize is still on him, and Mugi, he's juking it with the illusions again. Crystallize went for the wrong one. Mugi went north.
Roger's gonna go blind.
There's no mana. He can't do it. All he can do is hit him with Vendetta. It's a 2-for-1 trade-off. The gem is in the hands of Faith, and Crystallize has the Newbie one, so they actually end up... Well, Newbie had
Trading
2
gems?
gems. No, I think Bane bought a new one. That one actually,
Okay.
it belongs to him, so...
Yes, he definitely needed to buy a new one right after that. So not a horrible fight for Navi because they did manage to pick up the gem, but General had a buyback, and more importantly, Seneco didn't have a TP for that, and so Navi took so long to assemble for that base defense. You noticed how hard it was for Newbie to just hit those buildings freely? Like, they had to trade heroes for that. It's very awkward for their lineup, but it's not hard when no one's there to defend. It's just like, knock, I guess nobody's home. We'll just hit it a few times.
Did you leave the door unlocked? Like, the security system's not even on right now?
Yeah, I think Newbie was really surprised at that. They're like, oh, well, I guess nobody is doing anything about this.
Yep.
Let's just go uphill.
Navi's checking out Roshan. They're coming in closer for it. They've still got Clockwork Rockets now from General to scout for it as he starts his TP in.
Yeah, they've
But
got
Newbie, as he said, like they're not that great at doing Roshan, so they haven't committed for it.
Dendi's got a 10-second BKB, though. This is going to be very important for them. The initiation, though, has been the key so far. Navi, when they get the hook shot off first, very beneficial for them. They're going to go for their own smoke. They want to try to take some map control back into this game. Being able to Roshan right after would be huge for them. They're
be
smoked
careful
up.
walking up that hill. KP's going to be
The
ready
double
to
stun.
Burrow Strike. Kaka doing it again. General and Crystallize quick to counter it in. SK push back from the cogs, but there's your Blink Lasso, keeping Roger out of this fight for now. Crystallize Fiend's Grip. His entire BKB has been wasted while Seneco, the backlines, Mugi did all the work.
Dendi trying to get out now. Should be successful in this.
Yeah, he will be.
The cogs actually trapped 3 Navi heroes in, though.
Oops.
Oh, if you see the replay of that, it had
Please.
the exact opposite intended effect. He traps all 3 Navi heroes in. Newbie's just shooting fish in a barrel. And
Production,
now
please. Let's see that again.
they're going to go for the Roshan. It's not fast. Look at how slow this is.
Here we go.
All right, so they initiate in. He cogs 3. That's 1, 2, 3, and they're just stuck in that area. It's such an awkward area for them to fight into.
Denny's even trying to attack from the low ground because the cogs don't make it easy enough to get it up. Oh. That's brutal.
Absolutely unfortunate for them. Just an awkward fight. And every second of BKB counts in those engagements.
It was all wasted. Crystallize came out. He was locked down by Fiend's Grip. Dendi couldn't do anything. Problematic to say the least. A TI moment flashback there too.
So it takes them forever, but they do manage to pick up the Aegis. I didn't think they'd be able to get it without absolutely wiping them, and that's exactly what they do.
Yep. And this is now so much money coming into Newbie. The butterfly we've been looking at for a while is 70 gold away for Mugi.
Mugi is so incredibly farmed right now.
Yeah.
He has 5,000 gold, a major item in front of everybody, and he is built to scale. It's not like this Slark who's got some cheap items in the Shadow Blade and the Echo Saber. This man has a heart, a manta, a butterfly. The Diffu is the single best item for value in terms of damage. Everyone on the side of Newbie is getting farmed.
Yep, and they're about to claim some unclaimed money on the map. Tier 1 and Tier 2 tower on bottom lane. This is just even more injection to their... It's hilarious, like, overall, it's only about 4.2 to 3K lead
Oh, it's
in
because
favor of Newbee. Like, it's not that high.
Yeah, it's mainly because Faith is so far behind everybody else.
3.5K net worth. It's more than Solo normally has in a game.
He lost his gem too. Doesn't seem like that big of a lead, but it's still significant that Navi can't really take these fights anymore. And there's a lot of gold that's going to come onto the side of Newbee now. They're going to grab this tier 2. They have shrines open for them as well. You can see they're very aggressive here, and if Navi's not careful, they might just end up in a similar situation. They're picking uphill right now. They want to just go for it again. Navi, you've got to get back right now.
It's a rinse and repeat. Dendy TP's the back line. General is already
They're doing
here,
a lot of
but
damage.
The tier 3 tower is being brought down, so yeah, you get to claim the tier 2 tower up on top.
This was
but
not
now
worth it.
2 lanes of Rax are exposed. KP
Navi?
is sitting there in Firefly, wondering, where is Navi? The lights are on, but no one's home, as Navi are losing their melee Rax. The trade-off is on top. Snake on Crystallize. Half damage to the tier 3
General's
tower.
gonna go for it.
Seneko just waits and says, take me, I'm yours.
And he whiffs, and they're not going to lose top. And a really confusing decision by
They're
Navi.
going for SDCC? Actually, no, they're not. They're not even going to get the hook shot. General stops for the creep wave.
He already used the hook shot.
That's why. All right.
He tried to, he barely whiffs, but you can't just let these teams walk up and go high ground. And that's twice now that they've done it. And it's not even like it's an efficient trade. Maybe if you get the ability to take the top racks, okay, that's 1 for 1, and the enemy team had Aegis, but they weren't nearly hitting it as fast. That was a Phantom Lancer and a Mirana that just walked up and started getting free hits.
Yep. And then PL just turns to the top lane, adds pressure towards the other lane of Rax. Navi are being pushed to the extreme edges of the map. And if Mugi continues, it's like he'll move down. There's shrines to kill off as well. It's going to be a little too easy for Newbee. The only thing they haven't claimed outside the base are those shrines in the tier 2 tower in mid.
Yeah.
But they don't need that when you've got both side lane melee Raxes down.
And this is the downside. When you lose one Rax like this, Newbee, very confident. They understand there's no trade possible that they
That
can
smoke
make.
doesn't hide anything. Mugi just runs in his illusions towards Roger. Won't hit the mark on that, but they're keeping General locked in the back lines. Hard to get that hook shot off when there's so many Mugis on the field. Range Rax is already gone. KP ready for his jump. Where's the initiation? He's got dust.
It's too late now. You got to go for the mid defense instead.
Yeah. The
Going
arrow
for this.
connects on Roger. He's just sitting there. They can see him because they just jump in close. Goodbye to the top lane of Rax and Navi again. This time they are home, but they just watch people steal their TV.
I'm not sure. That's a bit awkward. If you go for that engagement and you lose the fight, of course the game is over. But at the same time, you've just had 2 racks taken for free. That can't feel too good either. And now Newbee, I mean, this must feel really weird for them because normally in Dota, you don't get to just get buildings like this for free. Usually there's some kind of contest. Without the tower there, there's nothing for Navi to really fight around. And it looks like they're going to make their home in mid and try to play around this one set left.
This has to be it. This has to be the fight from Navi. There will be no more left of their home if they don't take the fight. But the Aegis, the Immortal PL's on the front lines. He'll still have this for a little bit longer. And Roger, just with the Aghanim Scepter, tries to do the defense duty. But Newbee don't have to worry about this. They've got both the side lanes of Rax down. We're not going to worry too much about the range Rax on bottom. They can move back, take the shrines, and if they're worried about the timing on the Aegis the Immortal, wait for the next Roshan. What's Navi going to do? They're not confident enough to fight inside their own base. What makes you think they're going to come out and take a fight outside their base and win?
Yeah, Aegis just fades right now for the Phantom Lancer. Would explain as well why Newbee decided to back out and not just go for the high ground mid. Newbee, of course, very famous for being a very patient team. Navi, though, holding the high ground area. Crystallize is going to be the one daring to step out. He has that gem and a BKB, so he's quite confident in this, and it's actually Newbee that are just going to go for this top set of shrines as well. Picks it up.
Nice point out as well from our obs, the fact that Dendy did not get his level 20 talent. Bypassed it for the moment.
I would imagine that it's a difficult position to be in when you're playing like a Viper and you're not ahead. Because what is the point of poison attack affects buildings when you're not hitting buildings?
Yeah. Oh, KP on the hunt once more. Fireflying doesn't find his target, however. Navi have all gone home apart from Crystallize and Seneko. almost doing the sacrificial AUI style, pushing in the bottom. Oh, they found Crystallize, the lasso, the Fiend's Grip. There was no Dark Pack. Karka's waiting. Yeah, they got the damage. They got all the time in the world, and 85 seconds without a Slark. No buyback is available. He's short by 74 gold.
There's a real timer going on right now. The gold does go a little bit faster, though. Here we go. There's going to be about a minute until he's...
It's a race. Karka, so close. Almost got the burrow onto Dendi. Dendi is also short by 420-ish gold for his buyback. And Karka, well, his Pyro Strike's back off cooldown, but they won't go again.
Looks like they want to at least try to force something. They don't know that he doesn't have the buyback. And he also lost a gem in that encounter too. So now the lead is 12K, and Newbee's just gone for the high ground. Roger trying to be as annoying as possible.
Lasso's off cooldown. KP can go for the initiation. BKB's ready as well. Roger's at least getting the stuns, putting the blink taker down. Yeah, that is problematic. KP moves in closer so they can reveal the Nyx Assassin, and now the PL Illusions will do their work, try and force off him out, but there goes your Nyx Assassin. No buyback from him, and it really seems like Navi hasn't got a concept to defend their base. Is stand there and just wonder. In the textbooks it says I defend this way, but in practical, I don't know how it works. How does slot A go into slot B? IKEA furniture is in pieces.
Yeah, and Mugi is just ripping up right now. GG. They're going to call GG.
Yeah. What do you want to say about that game?
It was pretty even, but it was a free Phantom Lancer game. The Slark was able to do quite a bit on the map for a while, but at some point it just felt like the damage was petering out and they weren't able to really play around their Viper. It felt like they had one side of their lineup which was trying to go for pickoffs, and the other side where you have a Viper on your team and he's like, guys, I want to fight, I want to hit towers, I can't farm like you guys can, so I need to take these engagements. And it just created some kind of weird dichotomy between the two playstyles.
Newbee are going to be very happy with this too, but like the panel were talking about it, and we mentioned it as well at like the start of the game. Navi were in a bad position with their 5th pick.
Yes.
What were you going to do? Like, were you actually going to then create stacks for his vendor to farm when you've got the invasion possibilities of the Batrider? Like, it was going to be very difficult to control this.
Yeah.
It was a rock and a hard place for Navi, and for a while it worked, as she said. Like, there were glimpses of great moments, and then that 3-man cogging kind of stopped that momentum of Navi, and they tripped on the shoelace.
Yeah, and that's where the Batrider pick pays off, because you don't want to pick a lot of these melee cores, because you just get, late game, you just get lassoed, and you can't really put out your damage anyways, and you get run over. So they take the Slark, who isn't great against the PL, of course, but he's very nice against the Mirana. There were multiple times where SCCC just got jumped on and died immediately. So I think that was the idea behind it, but at some point, the pace was just off. It felt like there wasn't enough damage being dealt by the rest of his team. Like, if I look at this, he dealt...
It was
20,000.
Wait, he did more damage than Crystallize did on the Clockwork.
Yeah, but that's kind of normal for Clockworks, because you just fire rockets off all the time. But it just felt like they couldn't really deal enough damage. But it's game number 1 for us.
Yeah, it is game number 1. Cannot wait to see what happens in game number 2, as Newbee already have themselves a wonderful advantage. An elimination game. Navi were already coming into this one as a bit of, well, underdogs, you could say, unless you were in Slax's mind, at which point Navi are winners, and maybe they can be. Game 2, will they be winners?
Get the alpha, be the alpha.
The battle begins.
Rampage.
Dire victory.
With the Strafe Esports app, follow your favorite teams and players, and you'll never miss a match again. Strafe, everything esports. Download now on iOS and Android.
Kill beyond godlike for no one. Digital chaos in style in convincing fashion.
The things you see today are tomorrow's ancient history. If you're not a part of the evolution when the view changes, you'll fall behind. Open your eyes. Can you see it? Let us capture it together.
I can't figure out who I should blame. Is it me? Is it you? Or the rules of the game? Cause when I give it my all, that isn't even enough. Plus I heard the sweeter the berry, the deeper the cut. I try to take it slow, they always leave in a rush. It must be bare knuckle love, it's always beating me up. I need a miracle. So many beautiful people all over the world, looking for a miracle, looking for a miracle. So many beautiful people all over the world, looking for a miracle, looking for a miracle. I'm used to being cut short, this isn't new to me. You're just another mark, a tally on my losing streak. I almost lock it down and I seem to lose the key. My toxic ways always ruin you and me. I usually tend to fan the flame until it burns out. Never satisfied with how it all turns out. After all this time you think that I learned how. Did it to so many of them, it's your turn now. It's your turn now. So many beautiful people all over the world, looking for a miracle, looking for a miracle. So many beautiful people all over the world, looking for a miracle. What you done? Looking for a miracle. Yeah.
Jönköping, Sweden, DreamHack Winter 2017. We are into our second series on day 2, and the CIS region needs a win to stay alive at the DreamHack Major. Navi down 1-0 to Newbee after we lost VP 2-0 to EG earlier this morning. Let me bring my panel back in. I think we all felt that draft, well, most of us thought that draft was a little bit lopsided in favor of Newbee. Did we see Navi ever really having a window into that game, Fogged?
They had some good moves, but I think it really comes down to they didn't have a solution for the PL. He got really out of control, farmed all over the place. His team made a lot of space for him. And even though Navi did have some good moves, like with Roger had some pretty successful impales and stuff in this game, at one point, the PL just gets way too massive, and their map control just kept getting more and more dwindled because they don't have good ways to push out the lanes. You see Dendy on the Viper, tries to itemize, goes for the Maelstrom first item so he can actually push these lanes out. But overall, it's such a hard game. The only person who can really have a great game is Crystallize.
And this is such a great player.
Look at this save.
This
1 HP he's going to survive on with the Shadow Amulet here in the bottom fight. But it just, the game almost had a feeling of inevitability. I was kind of watching that game thinking to myself, unless Toby starts screaming Crystallized Slark at the top of his lungs for 5 minutes, I'm not sure I need to pay that close attention.
This is a good juke by Mugi here.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
Slark thinks he's an illusion.
The hands off the keyboard.
God.
Some every time.
In a pro game, no less. How tilting can that be? My goodness.
And then Roger has no mana for the stun, too. Insult to injury right there.
Yeah, man. So, by the way, I wanted to bounce something off you guys. We're going to see, once again, Newbee chose second pick, and Navi are going to be on the Radiant side. All right? Only one team in the tournament has chosen Dire so far, regardless of selection priority.
Who was that?
Secret.
Guess? No? One more guess?
Liquid.
Liquid. Yeah, Liquid chose Dire. They are the only team, though, when offered a choice, either selection priority or not, to choose Dire. So, obviously, the teams still think that Radiant is really good.
Was that the game
in
they
series
picked?
against VP? Or
Yes.
It was
yes, it was the game against
Okay,
VP.
okay.
Yep. So, Owen, what do you think Navi can do to get back in this one?
I really hope that they just don't pick Viper. I feel that, sure, obviously Dendy's very comfortable and they seem to have a lot of strategies around this hero, but I just feel that Dendy can get so much more done. You know, if you want to put him on sort of a boring pushing hero, put him on a Death Prophet, but the Viper, for me, is... We've seen it be very underwhelming a few times, and especially when they sort of run it in a lineup like with the Slark. I'm sort of very sure we're not going to see the Slark again, even though, again, Crystallize, as I said, he played it very well, I felt. Considering the situation at the start, he was doing great. You know, he was hitting all the item timings. It was just, for me, the hero pick, and I think there are two heroes we will not see. All
right.
Maybe I'll be wrong, but
Well,
I feel if they pick him, it's not great.
Pardon me. Let's quickly see the MVP results from our first match. We're going to take a look at that as Dendy does. Well, all right.
And that's why they're picking the Viper, you know. He gets the public votes.
Despite the result, Dendy winning out there. Hard to argue with that choice, although I think it might have been something other than the game. Slacks, what do we think quickly going into this game 2? We're moments away from the draft.
Nothing. I agree with Owen. I said before, whenever we see Viper, Dendy, it's just not as cool as it could be. I mean, he plays so many different heroes in the mid so more dominantly, and Viper really depends on his teammates kind of to get the enemy low. Whereas Dendy excels in getting those enemies low by murdering them effortlessly from his mids.
I think it hurt them too. They had to come out with the first pick in the second phase, so they committed to that Viper as the overall 5th pick out of 10 in the draft, and it just gave away, not only is the hero not sort of a dynamic Dendy trademark, but it gives away a lot of information.
I think the hero can work. I think it's a little bit tough. I think it's the combination, though. I think having Viper, having Clockwork, and Nyx Assassin, no one can take the space that these heroes make on the map.
What?
You can't farm and push out lanes.
Navi, Bans, and
It's switched.
Enchantress?
It's going to be switched.
They switched it around.
Oh, okay. That was almost crazy.
I think Kaka had a ridiculous performance on the Sanking, so this is a really appropriate one, as he usually does on the Sanking. His best heroes.
I thought the Bane play was really nice, actually.
Bane
Well, a
too.
lot of the times we were seeing some of these Fiend scripts come through, and just, yeah, I was very impressed by the Bane. I wouldn't be surprised if Newbee actually opened up with the Bane pick again.
The thing that I really like about Bane is you don't really need many items. You can be this just like ward and sentry guy, and then you get like a Glimmer Cape, and that's pretty much it. That's all you really need.
Yeah.
And then you provide so much to your team because you're really durable, you have great stat gain, and you really apply so much pressure. Even in Feeble and later stages is absurd.
So spending some time thinking about the third ban here. Big question to me is whether the Ogre Magi of Faith will be left in the pool.
Hello, people. It looks like the Ogre will be left.
What up? Oh, yeah, zoom in on him. Yeah! He loves it. Good for you. Nice. That guy looks real cool.
And Newbee with the third ban. I'm curious whether or not we're ever going to see a Shadow Shaman ban against Navi.
They did it the last time, yeah.
Oh, they did take that hero out early?
Yeah, it was taken out first.
First
yeah,
phase? Okay.
First two.
Okay.
So probably going to have that Shadow Shaman ban coming out right now.
There you go.
Hey.
Wow.
Neato.
Look
They're
at that.
genius.
Very smart.
Right, come on. Navi. What are they going to do? Opening pick. Let's see something exciting.
I want to see Crystallize Tiny.
They take the Bane away. I like that.
Sure.
As I said, I thought Newbie played out really nicely last game.
So
and I know that Navi can as well.
Yep.
Nobody will probably grab the Ogre here, right?
Yep.
There's Wyvern left in the pool, too.
I think if Faith over Ogre matches up just fine here, but I'd like to see them commit to that Tiny in the first phase. It does not need to be run with the IO, even though we've seen it mostly with the IO in this tournament, and it hasn't done that well. But I think Crystallize's Tiny has been excellent for them.
Well, let's see here.
If it goes to form, this is going to be probably a Kaka hero, though they sometimes will pick KP's hero second.
I'd like to see the Kaka. I want to see the Kaka Urspa again. I think, you know, sure, I believe in the game we played the other day, they didn't win, but it's still something he's very comfortable on.
I'd like one more shot with the Kaka Slardar. I think he's
played
that hero
would be
very, very well recently.
Yeah.
You don't think something like a Tide just opened up here?
I think that's the other thing I was thinking about, that KP, his offlaners tied recently, but the Veno, this is very different for them.
Okay.
They will run this off lane,
they will
run this safe lane, and they will run it mid.
Yeah, they run in all three.
Cool. So, big versatility coming out of that team here. Navi, could they potentially follow up with a Mirana? We've been seeing that with the Bane. I want to see some Bane Kunkka. Remember those days? The easy nightmare setups?
Who plays Kunkka now? It's only Cole, right?
Yeah,
I think Complexity's
nobody.
the only team that I've seen run it in.
Nobody plays
No.
Besides Attacker.
One of the Chinese teams does it.
Vici.
Okay. Yep.
Right? Lon M likes to play it.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Those were good days, but no, Navi not really in their repertoire, as we could see for a while. If this was a pub, we could see the Pudge, you know, the Nightmare Pudge. Oh, but that's definitely.
You know what I'd like
That
to
would
see?
be hype.
I'd like to see Navi whip out the old Dendi AA in the mid lane.
Ah, yeah, that's a classic.
You know, always when they're sort of on the back heels, they pick something like that out. The clock's there.
Same issue, though, in the last draft. Slightly different open, but your first two heroes, mostly single target. Not great wave clear, although clock can, in theory, push the lanes with that rocket spam.
Rocket's okay, but you don't get it till later on. Like, you have to need like level 8, 9, 10 for it to really start hurting the creep waves, but it's not one of those real wave pushers, wave clears. Shadow Fiend banned out again because they see the clockwork from Newbee. And similar ban again, Queen of Pain by Navi. Not wanting to play against SCCC on that hero, especially with an Ogre. We've seen the damage that Queen of Pain Ogres do. We actually saw that in the qualifiers here from the SEA region. Abed, in particular for Fnatic, had a really good
yes.
the Ogre qual.
Newbie saving us here. We won't see the Viper this series. I'm down for that. I want to see Dendi play something different.
Yeah, interesting that Newbie would feel the need to take that out of the pool.
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised by that.
I mean, maybe it is just the thing that it seems apparent that Navi are super comfortable. They just want to play it.
I think that maybe tells
games.
me they do want the Tide Hunter. They want something that gets affected by that break, right?
That's a really good call, Fog.
That's what I
a
would
really
think,
good call.
at least.
Yep. Not worry about the Nether Toxin counter Kraken Shell.
Yeah. Weaver gets banned by Navi. So maybe Navi wants that Bat Rider, is what that would tell me.
You think a Navi Bat Rider?
Yep.
I'd really not like to see that. I think that gives you 3 single target heroes. The Bat Rider does take care of some of your wave.
Picking Bat into Veno, that's a bit.
It is a bit hard. I'm just saying because of the Weaver ban, guys. I'm not.
Okay.
No. I get it.
Yeah, sure. The ban can be telling. Yeah.
Maybe actually that suggests a second phase Tiny by Navi.
That could be true as well. The armor. Armor getting reduced by.
And they still they have run Clockwork most often.
Oh, there we go.
In the 3-roll, have Navi. So we might still have a Wisp on the board for Navi.
This is what I was looking
yeah,
for.
the Kaka.
The Kaka.
I give him. I give him so much credit because, especially like talking to Jack, like the flame of Kaka's Earth Spirit on the Chinese scene last year was freaking savage.
Yeah.
Like this guy was getting destroyed for his Earth Spirit play. I actually have a ton of respect for him for going and still playing that hero and getting so much better.
I mean, that's the great
super
thing.
good
There's
at
such this difference between now and then when he plays it.
Yeah. A lot of dot damage coming out now from Newbee with the team fight. The Veno ult plus Earth Spirit. Pretty obnoxious to play verse.
All right, well.
What is Navi?
I think as Navi, you got to stop thinking about counterpicking and you just got to pick stuff that you wreck with. You've got to show the heroes that have gotten you here. It's elimination time, guys.
Yep, this is the match that could be taking them out. You know, the secret pick that Navi used to bring up all the time was the Lina. They used to run that mid all the time.
They did. They did for quite a long time.
The Dendy Lina.
Wonder if we'll ever see that again. This might be the last chance to be able to see such a thing. But probably not too great against this lineup. They got a lot of pressure in that mid lane here, so won't be seeing it.
And Navi down to 40 seconds of reserve time.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's just I just feel like this open puts so much pressure on your second phase. Because you gotta check so many boxes now with these next two heroes. You need physical damage, you need somebody that can push towers, you need some AoE wave clear.
Okay, so Legion, you can purge off the Gale.
Yeah.
And purge off most of that dot damage. It's single target, but it is wave clear. They do have now from at least the overwhelming odds.
I'm excited.
It takes away the bat from Newbee if they wanted to go that, switch up and go that in the offlane position for the triple dot. Or quadruple, I guess, if you count Ignite.
I haven't seen a lot of Legion Commander yet, so...
No, we have not.
This will be pretty good. I always like her as a pick, just because she does so many different things. Huge lockdown for those squirmy...
They have
little guys,
revealed
too.
a lot, though, already. Now we know it's like offlane Legion, support Clock, support Bane. I don't think they could run it mid or something?
Yeah, I think
That's actually-
Navi might be thinking about switching this up. General is so good on this hero. Yeah, I agree with the initial inclination, but
I guess
think
they'll
there are
just try to
lanes that
match
you
it.
can win.
I think they'll just try to match it versus where they think the Veno is, right?
Fair enough.
Now, you know,
Yes.
this is all a setup for it. A setup for the Dendy AA. 3 heroes
You're
here.
still on it, huh?
I'm still on it.
All right.
I want to see him do it.
The thing is, like, Newbie doesn't have necessarily any single hero that's that regen dependent.
Sure.
Like, I mean, if Newbie were to pick something...
Oh, the classic combo, the throwback by Newbee, the double silence from Earth Spirit Bloodseeker. This is the TI classic that they did.
This is nasty here.
Bloodseeker,
Oh my God, with all of that dot, look at all of the dot on the side of Newbie. Everybody on Navi is going to be low, and Bloodseeker's going to be running around at 1,000 move speed with thirst stacks. Oh
yeah,
my
plus
God.
Bloodlust, too.
5 seconds remaining. Newbies turn to
Wow.
Navi goes for the Terrorblade themselves.
I really like seeing Crystallize on heroes like this. The Terrorblade, the Morphling, these heroes that you just get the space for. Crystallize is going to find the farm.
He's going to find the farm, but I'm just worried that he's going to feel so squishy.
Yeah,
against
he's
all
gonna-
these dots.
He's going to feel the pain,
There is,
too.
yeah, there's pure and magical. Yeah.
I will say this, though. Like, based on what Navi has so far, this is a team that they could run around the map making plays with. Viper is not the kind of hero that you're gonna just go dominate people with.
I like this much better than their draft than the last time already.
But I just think this is such a strong 4-hero lineup by Newbie here.
You know what the combo is? Sunder into Ice Blast.
Yeah,
You're
okay.
really just going for it. huh?
Still on it. All right. You know,
If it
called it.
if
If
it
it happens, that'd be really
yeah,
that'd be really good.
It probably will.
You know what? No.
Bloodseeker.
What? You know what I want to see?
Uh,
Screw it, Dendy Invoker.
Invoker.
I want to see with the dual
When's
setup,
the
with
last
the cog
time?
setup. I want
There's
to see
no
a Dendy
way.
Invoker.
When's the last time you saw an Invoker, Nahaz?
I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying I want to see it.
Okay, well, I want to see a pony.
You know, it's like I got flamed for saying in the last major for saying that Ohio's Prophet was better than Bulwark. I never said it was better. I said it was my favorite. I said I love to see it.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not saying Invoker's good here. I'm saying it'd be sick. I just
Okay.
want to see it.
Sure. Well, in about 5 seconds, we're about to find
We
out.
got an SCCC pick coming out from Newbie. The Death Prophet is still on the table.
That's
Oh yeah, that's
likely.
it. That's a hero that was surely we're going to see in one of these.
Yep.
I'm thinking definitely Death Prophet for Newbie, not Navi. Not sure how that would fit in too well.
Newbies.
The
Oh,
Zeus!
Zeus.
A classic. All right.
Newbie!
All right.
Huh.
Well,
They really put all their eggs on the Terrorblade, huh? He really needs to get pretty
Oh,
massive
boy.
in this game.
trusting
Zeus,
Crystallize. You know, they've done it before and it's worked out.
I don't know, dude.
A lot of burst for the
They
Bloodseeker.
got so much burst here. Everybody's going to be low HP with Veno, Bloodseeker following that up. Earth Spirit just running around causing chaos. Ogre Magi in the early game. It's looking pretty rough.
Yeah, so, I mean, you did need something with your last pick with a lot of consistent hero damage. You also didn't want to give the Zeus away to Newbee because it burst down the Terrorblade so well.
Oh, yeah, the classic counter.
But I think I think as Newbee, you just play it safe. You DP here. Maybe even Dragon Knight.
Could be.
Or maybe go heavy on the burst for the TB, get SCCC Lena or something.
I think maybe they were picking the Zeus too because they're expecting Newbee to maybe go for something like a Tinker because they have a Terrorblade, and they wanted to have that like kind of counter for it. I don't know. I'm just trying to think.
We've seen a lot of Tinker though in this tournament. Are you buying that?
They go for the Storm.
Okay, the Storm.
That's interesting. They have a lot of lockdown on Navi. You know?
They have good ways to secure his lane though with the Ogre Magi and then with the Earth Spirit as well.
I mean, it's not the most amazing amount of lockdown. Sure, it's, you know, it's a couple of, you're relying on the ultimates really, aren't you? Other than that, the Storm can do pretty well there.
I'm gonna wait for Blitz to tell us whether it's a free Storm game. That's gonna be the meme this tournament, I think. I don't necessarily think the Storm pick is ideal, but honestly, I think your first four were good enough on a Newbie that you can turn to SCCC and say, what do you want to play?
Sure.
Owen, what do you think?
I do like that final Storm Spirit, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to trust in the Terrorblade. Times before where Crystallize has been on these heavy carries, and he has managed to take Navi out of some very sticky positions. So I'm going to go with Navi on this one, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Crystallize can do.
I'm going to go for Newbee again.
No, I don't believe in the draft, but I believe in my buddy Owen. I'm going to go for Navi as well.
I'm a stats man, guys. I got to go with the percentages. I feel like Newbee has the advantage here. Would love to see Game 3 in the series. But we'll see, can CIS stay alive at the second major of the season? To tell you about all the action, let's send it over to Toby1 and Blitz.
So we had a whole bunch of opinions at the panel. Blitz, do you agree with any of them?
What was I? I was like spamming to you, right?
You were just like Storm. Like, wait, but they could move the Bloodseeker into mid.
Yeah, you were trying to tell me a bunch of stuff. I just kept saying Storm after like the fourth pick. I think this. So yesterday, SCCC told me that it was a free Storm game, and he's like, if you play that better, you can win it. And this time, he's got his opportunity to show how to play better.
So in the games yesterday, it was meant to be more of a don't take the fight, split push it out. So how does SCCC approach this game to make it a good Storm game?
Don't take the fights, just push the lanes out.
And let the Bloodseeker and the Venomancer take the fights instead?
Yeah, this hero, I'll tell you about this hero. Man, I wish I was like streaming right now so I could just have like a rant about what makes a good Storm game.
Rant away, everyone will love it.
You down? All right.
Yeah, welcome to Rantack.
Normally, what ends up like screwing you over as a Storm Spirit is these heroes that like insta jump you and deal damage. So like Queen of Pain, when she gets Orchid, is quite annoying. But just the presence of a jump is not enough to kill this hero. It's like the jump and the follow-up damage. So Zeus is a little bit annoying, surprisingly, against Storm, because if you get Legion jumped on, it is usually a kill. But once you get Lincolns, like nothing's going to kill you in this game. I'd imagine you just get Lincolns and there's going to be zero catch for him, and then the game becomes pretty easy. There's going to be a curve-off point where he's probably going to get gripped once or twice and die, but you live with that, because you're going to get an item like Bloodstone, you'll respawn fast, and you can play around the map very quickly and enable the rest of your heroes. Like, Storm doesn't have to be a true one position in a game like this.
Yeah.
All he has to do is split up the map, force people around, force their attention over and over again.
This is what, like, the panel we're talking about at the very, very start, right? You got so many dot effects that are available for Newbee. The Bloodseeker is already going to be buffed up, and if you got Storm Spirit starting this off with his early attack, then that's also going to be a great little answer. Rolling Boulder, Karka, going after Roger's going to miss it. Roger doing as much damage as he can to Faith early on with the Battery Assault.
Yeah.
And taunting his way back into mid lane.
This is like one of the few matchups, by the way, that Storm does quite well in. Although he does okay against a lot of the melee ones now, too.
Just the Zeus?
Yeah, and I know a lot of people say, like, oh, well, Zeus Arc Lightning's Lincoln's away, but it's still really good. You don't mind it too much. You can also get a BKB if you care about it that much. But it's the jump from across the map, right? Because Zeus has to be the hero to shove out the lanes. Zeus and TP. So general, if he ever tries to get the instant duel off, like, what, you need Zeus to follow you around to Arc Lightning Zeus? Or Arc Lightning Storm's Lincolns? Like, if I'm playing Storm in a game like this, once you get Bloodstone, the game opens up a lot for you anyways. Which is why Roger's trying to play this mid game, because he needs to slow this hero down. but that should enable the rest of the lanes to go okay. Like KP is going to switch down to bottom, but Mugi should be okay up here.
Yep. Clockwork just started his rotation up towards the top, trying to interfere with Faith and probably try and contest that 2-minute rune. But with both Kaka and KP on the bottom lane, they instantly Gale into Crystallize, who pops the Metamorphosis. So they bait that out of him at least. No pressure into the tier 1 tower, as long as Kaka keeps his distance. And once again, Roger, a good answer to the Ogre with that level 1 battery assault.
Yeah, it's nice. This is the benefit of having Clockwork, is that he's the uncontested king of bounty runes. Like, you can't really do anything to fight this hero at the bounty runes. So normally he just gets a free level 2. Although I think they nerfed the bounty runes, right? So they don't give nearly as much as they used to.
Correct.
Yeah. And just to theorize, by the way, it's some time has passed, so maybe it's not relevant anymore. But I think the reason why Navi might have taken Zeus was because I feel like there was a decent chance that Newbee would have taken
enough damage to kill off
He's
Mugi?
dead.
With the overwhelming odds, it is. Roger will be locked in the tree, so Faith will be able to finish this one up. The Ignite. No,
Oh, don't.
Roger, really?
Oh, man.
He just went right around that maypole and Faith got caught in the streamers.
Oh, that was godlike. That was actually straight up.
Yeah, that was good.
That was absurd. Roger's pretty good at this game.
Yep, the game of dotes.
He clicks those buttons.
Fantastic to give Navi now that 1-0 lead. The Ministry says it's going to be pretty even anyway, even if a couple of illusions get fed in by the Bane.
You just trade farm. As a Storm, like, you love this. The ability to trade farm is really nice. You don't care, on a hero like Storm, you don't care if the enemy mid's doing bad. All you care is that you're doing well.
Roger's going again. This time
They're
he's
gonna
got
kill him?
Cogs available. So, yep, starting off with the blood, right? Mugi wants to fight his way out of this one. Ignite's going to arrive too, and so does Kaka. It's a level 2 Earth Spirits. There's more to give. Following into the kick, Roger, battery assaults, giving some space, and General with the overwhelming odds. Mugi's got the movements because General's so low. He'll start the run away and then salve up quickly to back off.
Yeah, and Mugi gonna try to deny some creeps here, but that was the most value overwhelming odds I've ever seen. He got it into like 4 creeps and 3 heroes, and he's gonna do it again.
Oh! Don't hold each other's hands.
Friends, learn from the mistakes of your past.
I'm afraid that did not happen. So Mugi and Faith will be low up on top.
Okay, I feel like he just did like 700 damage with 2 of those.
Giving General that confidence in the off lane now.
They're diving up at
blood
top
right,
again.
and then the Cogs that double him. The silence is, however, out, and there's no mana for General, but he can just be into Faith. Mugi,
Mugi wants it so
the
bad.
last
Roger's
hit.
gonna get it.
Roger, one swing, he'll get it. A little bit more life back. General is still low. Does Mugi really feel like he's got this? There's no mana on General, but no mana on Mugi either. Meanwhile, KP going down to Crystallize and Seneko. That Metamorphosis triggered once more.
What?
This time it gets a kill.
What is happening in this top lane? All right, so 3v5, 3v2 in
Rolling
mid.
ball
The
up.
kick into the Remnant.
And it's not a happy day for the Boy of Lightning.
It might not be enough. Oh, he's got to run
Yeah,
back in.
it's enough. It is enough. And Roger can at least cog burn off both Kaka and SCCC. They want more time to beat into him, or at least farm up some of the cogs.
Yeah, I didn't see, but Dendi actually didn't have boots, so he wasn't going to be able to get out of that. If you have boots, you just keep running up, and you won't get hit by the Remnant. But Storm having a good game, great. This is still a decent Terrorblade game. Like, it's still not easy for Storm to gap close in a game like this until he gets some more items. And Terrorblade naturally, like, builds into Manta. Storm Spirit hates Manta builders because the initial jump matters so much on this hero. You jump in, if you can't kill somebody, you wasted like 60% of your mana pool or more, depending on where you jump from.
But is that just when you rely on other heroes like Mugi, if you can keep getting a good start to take care of that? Roger's on the run, ignited up, and into the trees and far, far away.
They're going to turn.
Silence up so Cogs won't available with General. He doesn't have level 6 yet. Seneko and Roger behind him. Roger's not the healthiest of men, but he's got raindrops to protect him. As the Cogs, it holds in Faith. Mugi moving down the Cogs, pushing him back. He wants the last little swipe in, able to get it. Again, these overwhelming odds of General. 3 points.
Mugi
It does so much. And Dendi, well, you can't run from heaven. Strikes him down with the Thunder God's Wrath.
Dude, Mugi thinks he's like on some kind of invincibility thing, but he just keeps dying. That's his second death in this lane. Probably didn't realize that the Zeus actually just hit 6 right there, so it was a little bit unfortunate, but you got to be a little bit more cognizant of that. He's running around with 100 HP chasing heroes.
Yeah.
That's scary, man.
Very problematic.
You see what SCCC is doing, by the way? He's swapping the raindrops in every single time that Dendi goes for the arc. And Dendi actually has like an absurd amount of denies for Zeus. He's playing this lane very well.
As long as he can keep it up. It's SCCC with the regeneration rune, which has got me a little concerned for Navi. I think he's not going to care that much as he's just going to use it to farm the Ancients instead. Top lane, here we go again. And this time around, it's a Legion Commander getting approached from 3 sides. Roger wants out of this. He's got Cogs available, but Kaka staying with him as much as he can. He's got the distance, but now Kaka still inside the Cogs. They want to paddle through. Kaka's going to go down here. Somebody give this man some space. He's got him with a range creep. What an attack from him.
Don't do this, Moogie.
Moogie's going deep. He's going under. General, he's so close to 6.
If he gets a good nuke, he's dead.
And there's the nuke. It's not enough still. Moogie into the trees. General has 6. The duel is up. And Moogie, number 3, he'll go down and winner, Legion dinner. He'll take out the kill on top.
All right, Moogie has to really be more careful because this has happened way too many times as mid lane. Dendi going to get gone on. Here's the kick.
Nice control. Keep it up. Dendi, silence for the moment, so no real burst damage. He's trying to let the Thunder God's Wrath because Kaka is so low. The attacks from the tower. SCC will grab the aggro from that.
And Seneko going to grab the bottom rune. So not a whole lot of mana left over for SCCC. Should have to just jungle it out a little bit and then go back.
They still have the Shrine to the east if he wants to take that and sync with KP. The man who we actually haven't been looking at that much. KP's just been the silent defender on the bottom lane, keeping the Terrorblade at bay.
Yeah, he's just chilling, but this top lane is not going nearly well enough for Newbee.
Roger's well behind the lines. Kaka rolling boulders in. Wants to go for both the silencing kick, the rocket flare, and the assault. Oh, Spirit. I'll get the job done and Roger will die.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. He was ruptured and he kicked him, so he instantly dies. So Storm Spirit does go just jungle, hit a little bit. This should give Dendi a little bit of breathing room. And you'd like them to be able to sit behind him. Like, even if just the Bane sits behind the Zeus, it'd be okay.
Yeah.
Because if you talk so much about Storm having to rely on the initial zip so much, if you can stop that by just having a Bane sit behind him and you sleep the Storm, he won't go for the follow-up.
Yeah.
No way.
Well, that Bane you're speaking of is now on bottom lane, trying to reach his level 6 for Fiend's Grip. KP. He is quite happy just stacking and farming up the Ancients, can move over and then take the experience from bottom. So a very efficient thing to do with this Dire off-lane Venomancer. Easy just to go to the Trinity camp. Yeah. But how long until we need to see him apply some pressure? The Nightmare comes on bottom, but already Kaka here to hold his hand. And it's Roger and Seneko to team up. That ain't gonna happen. You dive on KP under the tower, he gets Nova off and Gale, you're gonna die.
Up at top, though, General still doing a very good job of picking up levels right now. He's been incredibly disruptive in this top lane.
Oh,
he's going to get ruptured. He's going to save the stun for the TP.
Wait for it. TP support's coming over.
They've got the Zeus ult.
You've actually got Crystallize here, rolling boulder in. The kick, it doesn't actually go on Crystallize. He waits a little bit more time. There's Jesus ultimate. General, he'll live. 8 HP he dropped down to. Newbee will end up losing 2, and General will run away.
All right, Dendi made that a little bit closer than I feel like he should have. Definitely a little bit of greed there.
A kill is a kill, a win is a win.
Scared me by a little. But you are correct. General does live, and that's another successful duel. Doesn't get the damage for that one, though.
No.
Maybe if Dendi had TP'd himself up there, they would have...
Too many heroes to commit, man. Sit in mid lane, pop your ultimate. Faith and KP looking for the denial on the tower. Faith able to claim it. Even under that metamorphosed Terrorblade. The Plague Ward's on bottom also added a lot of pressure, but Moogie just revealed himself. Also revealed the fact that Navi have a defensive Observe Ward on the other side of the trees. That's why the tower attacked him.
Yeah. That Blood Right was pretty bad, too.
Yeah, it was a long way to the left. It's like he thought General was going to run a little bit further and get out.
He sloped it pretty hard. He just didn't want to... They didn't want to commit the stun for the Ogre for the TP cancel, but that Legion is really tanky. Like 1100 HP with the wand. Does not go down very easily. And look at this. By the way, General thinks that SCCC is going to make a roll on mid, and this is the hero that they're committing behind it. So maybe if Earth Spirit were to TP there, they would make this move. And he might still think about it. I think he...
And with Faith.
If he got the hit, maybe. Maybe if General...
Patience.
He's pinging, though. They know. This is good game sense right now. People aren't showing on the map, and it's actually KP up at
they
top.
They go up there. SDCC will cancel the pull, or will he? Taneko will drop. He has no points up in Vortex, so incapable of canceling the Fiend's grip. SDC burn a lot of mana for that hook shot. Roger's arrived. He has his level 6 up and running.
Let him duel.
In the Ogre. He wants the duel. He's almost there. There's your duel. SDCC, he wants to help out, but what can he really do? He's got no other friends nearby. Mugi's taking the tier 1 tower in the bottom lane. At least Kaka will steal the double damage rune from Dendi.
Yes, you need him to just farm. Just farm SCCC. But Navi's playing really well. Like, Roger and General are the early game MVPs. If the game were to end right now, that existed, these two have just done so much on the map.
Yeah.
Like an absurd amount. Crystallize, of course, is... I mean, he's pressed buttons, he's made good rotations, but the people that are making the impact in this game, the Legion Commander and the Clockwork. Like, this Legion, despite being tri-lined, is going to have a 13-minute blink.
The Observer Ward was watching Mugi sit there, and he got in range to rupture him, and then the kick into oblivion.
You know, there's no reason for them to have to do that, get the rupture, like the fatality kick, but I appreciate that they do it. It's showmanship.
We picked this combination. We're bloody well going to use it. Mid-tier 1 tower being protected by the fortification. Now wears off as Crystallize. Crystallize and Crystallize beats into the tier 1 tower. Blood Right will create a little bit of space. It's level 2 now for Mugi, but they have no rupture available.
You notice, though, that in this game, as opposed to the other Storm games you see, SCCC, he focused on the laning phase and just splitting. He's not taking any of these fights. This is what he needs to do. But General, he's got such an early Blink Dagger. I don't think that SCCC realizes this. And now Roger's even making the rotation over. Here comes the Blink!
Oh, the Ball Lightning! He's got the distance. He's got the speed. And the reveal, the Blink Dagger does not seal the kill for Navi.
That was so quick. That was such a good trap, too, by Roger.
They're TPing down the bottom lane. They're after KP. He's in the trees. 4-staff and TP scrolls available. KP blocks it out. There goes your TP. Saneko can't get the Nightmare or anything else in time. Dendi throws the ulti out, but Thunder God's Wrath doesn't really get much more, apart from revealing the fact that actually it does. Newbee smoked up. They'll find an Invis rune as well. Clockwork coming in close.
They want
reveals it by standing on the cliff, and there's your silence from Kaka and the follow-up kick. But instantly Observer and Sentry planted by Navi in case any shenanigans. But they wasted the Sentry. The Observer Ward from Newbee saw this coming because they've got the Ancient Camp blocked up with it.
And Mugi trying to get a 4-step. They're just doing a lot of meme value. It's great. Newbee's
so
just
kick 4-staff
kick
and just
4-staff.
drain them dry.
Do a lot. That's like 1,200 damage instantly, Toby.
Oh, you asked how you get through the Legion Commander, right? And then Legion Commander walks back into the duel.
Wow. That's brilliant.
Yes!
You kick him away.
And he walks back.
Then he walks back. That's easily 3,000 damage. There's no way that General... He will leak so much blood. Just pints of that shit.
Well, open your blood banks. Crystallize. Here's your first stun. Storm Spirit jumping in deep. And they will have enough damage to kill off the Terrorblade before he can sunder. Hawk shot. Roger finds his target. Once again, these poor little supports get locked in with the Clockwork.
Yes, Clockwork is being quite a nuisance for them. Even though his score isn't pretty, 4-5-2, he has been very annoying for them so far. But Storm about to finish his Bloodstone. You know what that means, Toby?
Yeah.
You farm some more.
That's true. They actually got KP's Ogre on the way. There's the Hand of Midas flying out for Mugi right now.
Dude, there's another 4-staff on their Veno. Think about it.
Yeah.
The double 4-staff into kick.
Well, they have to wait a little bit longer for Bloodseeker to reach his.
There's an Arcane Rune at top. Get it, Dendi.
And ES is building his 4-staff. He's going Blink 4-staff on ES, 4-staff on Veno. if Bloodseeker does get the 4-staff, yeah, I'm down for this.
General, he's got duel.
Yeah.
If he gets a low ground angle on Storm Spirit, maybe they get the kill. They're smoked up too. They know that Storm is there. They're going to see the Remnant. They're going to go for the high ground and wrap.
But they got scattered moving over in the first place by the Dire Ops.
Yeah.
So SCCC should be aware of this, be a bait.
Not again!
The attack into the duel. KP wants to help out with the Gale, but SCCC and Dendy securing from the opposite side of the map with Thunder God's Wrath.
Man, I love that.
He even triggers the Arcane Rune beforehand. This is a
Do it for the
value
value.
thing.
Absolutely no reason to do that, but keep doing
Hookshot. They got the Fiend's Grip out. KP's going to go down 2 cores in the space of 20 seconds.
Hype. And now the game is completely even. Oh, Crystallize gets a kill too in mid.
Yeah, he is pushing down the tower. I'm not quite certain what Faith was trying to do to stop him.
They just lost like 3 heroes around the map, and I felt like they had vision, but...
And a tier 1 tower.
Yes, that is a significant swing.
Actually, they're going to have a lot of damage done to their bottom tier 1 tower. There's a catapult being pressed, the attacked up. Fortification. We'll save it for the moment.
That wagon had wings.
Yeah. Magical wagon. Cardi, Volume 2.
All right. So Storm slows down his Bloodstone by like 2 minutes, which is fairly significant. Now you're annoyed as a Storm player when that happens. You'd rather die in the early game than in this mid game. It slows you down a little bit too much. Did the catapult die? Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it did. KP rotated down and got rid of it.
Now it's got a different set of wings.
Ancient wings.
All carts.
Yeah, was this All Carts Go to Heaven?
Yeah.
Are you actually going on the All Dogs Go to Heaven reference?
I just saw that movie, so.
Really?
Yeah, I felt like it was prevalent. This Storm Spirit, though, get your Bloodstone, any more other items. Legion is going for a Shadow Blade, very nice pickup. I much prefer him to go for this than to go for the typical Blade Mail build, Toby, because I think he needs something to just get the instant jump on the Storm.
Yeah.
And if the Storm is facing the right way, oftentimes it's pretty hard. So, you know, just blink forward and then invis and get a little bit closer. Now you're just like a constant threat.
Ensure initiation happens. Nightmare up on top. Very easy for Snake to set this one up into the Fiend's Grip. No one from Newbee is nearby. And with the help of Dendy arriving...
Did you really need all of that?
They have the damage. Actually, yeah, why did he Thunder Gods rat that? Was he looking for the rest of Newbee who just smoked up?
Sure, that's what he should say. Is oh guys, I see them just like ping like crazy.
He's scouting ulti, boys. And he keeps ulting when Newbee smoke up, so hey, why not?
It's kind of worried. He's like, I think they had some wards here.
Yeah, it's a trap. They're rotating around the side. Now, Newbee don't see this. In fact, no, are they really going to wrap around the edge? The courier, they're watching the courier maneuver. They're going to kill it off, revealing their position.
I feel like they could have gotten kills there.
Yeah.
But instead, they get a courier. No problem. Hey, doesn't give Bloodstone charges.
They're just trying to give rares for people watching, right? Like, rares still dropping dirt, right?
Yeah,
I don't know. I haven't gotten one like 3 years.
I do like Dendy's build, by the way. I've been talking a lot about Storm because...
The Yules and Veil?
Yeah, going for the Yules is really nice against Storm. It's all these things that make it difficult for the first jump. If you guys ever have trouble against Storm in your pubs, like I don't want to throw this out there, but just build.
Because your pub's gonna get harder.
Build these like Force Staffs, these Yule Scepters, because once you force the instant jump out, like you're good. That's why Yule Scepter and Yules and Force Staff, they're both really, really nice.
Oh, Denny's got 2 of these. The 4 staffs are still racking up on the other side. Bloodseeker actually holding onto a lot of money. 2.8k gold on Bloodseeker. How do you actually approach this for Bloodseeker? Like, what's going to actually shut down either Zeus or Terrorblade for him?
I think right now he's wondering whether he goes for Radiance or BKB. Nope,
Duel.
I hear Duel.
Here we go again. Just locking in the poor little ES and General now with plus 44 damage.
Dude, General's playing so well.
They're pinging out. Dendy, the Nightmare, SCCC jumps
Meta's
all
been
the way
committed.
over towards Seneko. Brains up will give him a little bit more life in the Fiend's Grip.
Is that doing enough?
And he's got him! Storm Spirit will go down to 9 Bloodstone charges and his life. KP can't move away from Roger until he 4-staffs up the hill. Getting away from the battery assault. Really quick initiations in here from Navi. They've always got the numbers.
Yeah, and the Storm just doesn't deal enough damage right now. Like, he needs to continue to farm before he can take these fights. And he was doing so, but I think because of he gets a Bloodstone and his team is getting kind of thrown in a disarray, he feels like he needs to take these engagements. But it's not even easy for him to kill a Bane. Like, the Legion pops his level 3 press the attack, and Storm has to deal like another 500 damage, and he can in another duel.
Again, there's your duel. Karka needs to create a little bit of space, kicking the Bloodseeker away, but they'll still run in. plus 58 for the Legion Commander.
Oh, dude, the
And
illusions.
Parker, he's in trouble. The illusions won't kill him off. One charges.
They want more here.
Life, and here comes the Storm Spirit. Crystallized, primary target, Faith. So much damage from Taneko. The Nova
He got
is
the Sunder
off
off.
KP, but the Sunder, the life comes in, and Crystallized begins his TP away while KP will die. Crystallized cancels it because he got the life from General thanks to the press the attack. 4 heroes down from Newbee. SCCC is on the run. Bottle charging up as quick as he can.
Oh,
the
no.
only survivor from Newbee. This has escalated. Not even quickly. It's consistently escalated.
The TB barely got the Sunder off onto the full HP Ogre. And I think SCC, his brain was just like, wait a second. We were half a kill, half a hit?
Here it is again.
Like, he barely got it off. If they get this kill quick and easy, right there.
Boom.
Right before the stun. And the Storm gets slept so that he can't use anything in that period. Very well done by Navi. Great team fight. Feels like Newbee, though, they're rushing things a little bit too much.
Here they go again, jumping forward. They want to kill. Snake will be primary target. Nightmare to begin with. Mugi will find this kill, and they're looking for more. Storm with a jump down, but SCCC doesn't have a lot of mana to work with. At least he has the double damage rune. 10 Bloodstone charges. Got one of them back with the Death of the Bane.
Nice. 1 charge for 3.
Yeah.
That's the kind of math we're trying to do as Storm players.
Yeah. He needs to regenerate right now.
He needs a regen rune. He needs an Orchid. He needs to finish his Kaya.
That's a lot of things. Does Orchid even work? Like, you're up against both Manta, Terrorblade, and you're set to Zeus. Like, you can't control that.
Looks like he's going to go for the Lincolns, which is the item we suggested earlier.
Yeah, stop the dual initiation.
Yeah.
Even though it hasn't been on SCCC, it's just continuously been on the supports. And General's pumping out a lot of damage with the plus 58 from dual. He's now 113 plus 104 with his damage output.
I still think he needs damage, though, on the
Roshan?
Storm. He doesn't deal enough. Crystallizes.
No, he's luckily now Roshan doesn't instantly kill off the illusion, so that's one upside to all of this.
They're going to take this. I don't think Newbee should take this fight. I know they're loath to give up this.
KP wants to put a Plague Ward
this
down.
Aegis.
Hook shot. It's a trap. The quick hit,
my.
Kaka, Roger. The cold
Roger.
pushback cancelled it. Now without the Plague Wards, without the Nova, yeah, there is no way they defend this unless STCC wants to be part of it, but he's down the bottom lane pushing the tier 2 tower. So Roshan belongs to Navi. Snako belongs to Newbee.
They've got
they
duel.
find the kill, but no, not again. Another duel victory plus 72.
Both
Crystallize
teams
gets the
well played.
Aegis.
Yeah. And this is what I mean. Newbee, they can't fight that. They should realize at this point that the team fight is just not in their favor. There's just too much on the side of Navi. You've got to switch gears. You have to go for the split plays instead. Allow your Storm to continue to scale.
Yep.
Once this is a 6-slotted Storm, it's hard for Navi to deal with, but at this phase of the game, it's very easy for them to just play in a ball and allow him to come into them. And as long as they don't abandon each other, and more importantly, they don't abandon their supports, he can't get free kills. But I feel like they're panicking things a little bit because they're getting picked off by this General Legion Commander. And that's the real threat that he poses right now, is that General, yeah, he's getting some kills, but it's the map presence that he has right now with barely any items. He's got like 2 items, but he's got a lot of successful duels. And so they're respecting him a lot. He never shows on the map. He's not the one clearing the waves. He allows his 2 cores to push out the waves. All he's doing right now is looking for kills.
We do have 2 new items coming in before this team fight happens. Radiance was done over on the Bloodseeker, and we now have the Nimbus online thanks to the Aghanim Scepter on Zeus.
Yeah.
So both of these are now made available, and Newbee are preparing for the top lane fight. There's no real vision from the Radiant side around here. A ward being placed between the tier 1, tier 2 tower by Newbee. So they're trying to find their target, but then Navi goes for almost the same mirror play, heading towards the bot lane, looking for Newbee. They get their ward a little bit deeper behind the tier 2 tower on bottom. Yeah. And Terrorblade, that tier 2 tower is very low on life. It will not last long. This is a straight trade up, and then potential high ground push for Navi is available.
Look at what General's doing, by the way. He never shows. He just hides, and he continues to hide. He's going to get spotted out now. Someone will probably ping him and say, like, hey, this is where the Legion is. Don't worry about him. But he doesn't care about creeps. All he cares is kill Storm Spirit.
They got to come back to defense. Bloodrise trying to slow this down. The silence is on the Terrorblade. While he's got both Manta and Aegis, Crystallized to be very confident to stand here, jump on forward. They try and press
they got it!
the Sunder on the SCCC with Thundergod's Wrath. It kills him off. They keep the attack going. KP will Nova, but it only affects Roger. SCCC will buy back in. He needs kills now to make this buyback worth it. The Nimbus is on the back lines. Another blood right out. Remember, Crystallize has the Aegis Immortal that was not expended because of the Sunder. They press the attack. They keep him strong. Under the power of this Metamorphosis, he still also has BKB.
General's waiting. He's
you
so
jump
patient.
In, the control is there. They've almost got the kill. There's the burn on the Aegis. Roger, the Clockwork Cogs will be there. Actually going to hold the Terrorblade in.
He goes to Storm.
Jump in right in the back lines. They need the dieback right now in SCC, and they've got it. Dendy with the kill secure. Damage into the Legion Commander, and the bottom racks is toast, toast, toast.
General was so patient in that fight. All he did was wait for his moment, saves the duel the entire time. He would have won like 3 different duels, but he says the real target in front of me is a Storm Spirit. This is the hero that we need to absolutely lock down, and he has just punted them into game number 3.
That was press the attack medic into perfect critical control.
Yes, he has been an absolute terror. Like, this guy's play should be so highlighted because he essentially just won them this one. Him and Roger, like what they did at top lane, he got a 12-minute blink dagger.
Yeah.
After that point, he stopped showing on the map completely and just hunted people with his team. This is what you want to do as a 3 position. You want to link up with your 4 and your 5, enable their games by helping them get kills, and then you just become this death squad. And as a result, Denny was just able to press R once in a while, pick up some kills, so he's also involved. Crystallize will shove out the side lanes that the Storm shoves back in, and this is how you have a very well-balanced team. And it all starts from this guy. Conversely, for Newbee, it feels like that top lane went so disastrously for them because they kept trying to kill this Legion.
SCCC just found himself a regeneration room. Won't help him out at the moment. Hook shot. Roger tries to get away. He'll be pulled back in again, but the damage, thanks to Blade Melt, SCCC drops pretty low. Faith trapped inside the pit. Nimbus is keeping him out and keeping KP away from also adding any level of assistance. The tool is out once more. Legion Commander. This time the winner is actually Moogie. KP will get picked. Snako held him in position thanks to Fiend's Grip, but Moogie, oh, Nightmare waiting it, and there she blows. Crystallize will find that kill. 3 euros for the price of 1. Kaka wants to run out in the top lane, but the Nimbus is down once more. General was just playing with him.
Even buys back for it.
Bottom lane's pushed in. Storm is the only one that can try and defend, but he doesn't have Lincolns. He can't control, so instead he jumps forward, looking for the kill onto Dendy underneath the tier 1 tower, realizes there's just not enough left. The Nimbus is down, and SCCC is out.
Yeah, just doesn't have enough damage. And this is the downside of not going for the Orchid, Toby. You saw it right there. It's not even for the silence, it's for the attack speed and the right click that it gives you, but his base, he's going to return to it in shambles, doesn't have the mana to go for ultra long zips or anything like that. Crystallize is going to grab another set of racks for Navi. They're going to consolidate their strength right now. All the heroes are here. General even buffing up the TB.
They smoke. Either they're going to look for a pick-off right now after Dendy is BT to the top lane, or they just go down mid. The creep wave's already there at the tier 2 tower. It's the only thing that stops them from taking the 3rd lane of racks. Now you actually beg the question, just like we did in game 1, how does Newbee defend this?
I don't know. It was a good Storm game, but right now it's not a good everybody else game.
They did get picked a hell of a lot. I feel like Mookie has just had no influence apart from buffing the Legion.
I mean, right now they have 2 heroes on their side that don't have kills, have a ton of deaths. Conversely, their 3 and 4 are 0 and 17. And if you look at Navi's 3 and 4,
yeah, that's I see a 0, 10, 13. I see a 0, 7, 5.
Yeah. So it just shows you like the impact of the playmakers.
General jumps in, duel is up, he's already got plus 86 damage, the multicast stun. Okay, it doesn't matter, there's a Nimbus and all the damage in the world to follow up. So, victory for General, 104 plus damage.
Man, maybe Storm just sucks. I hope so. Another buff. Revert Kaya, Ice Frog. Look at this game.
I don't know if he can put this on.
Oh no!
Oh, the hook shot!
He has an Orchid
out. He's got the Orchid on Roger. He's gonna solo the Storm Spirit.
All right, my hero sucks. If he can't win this game, He's the new AM.
Oh, Venom's going to buy back Kaka. Faith Mugi in through the rear with a blood right. They want the kill. They're focusing on the Zeus. He'll Yule Scepter off a large portion of the damage. But even with Rupture, Dendy stands his ground. Mugi just wants him, and he's struggling to even get it. Crystallize did the work. The Magnetize makes it difficult to keep the follow going. So is Dendy right now for the death of their bot lane. Now is the ES also to fall. KP, put the wards down, build a wall, keep Navi out, while Faith hopes for multicast, the Blood Rice to kill the creep wave, but Crystallize is so strong with that fresh Skadi on him.
He wants to back out though. He was trying to go for the Sunder onto the Ogre or the TB or the Bloodseeker, I mean, but wasn't able to find either. So they're just gonna back out, recircle, reset things. The Storm is about to respawn.
Mookie got 832 gold for that kill on Dendy.
Man, that is...
He's still running the Hand of Myers, remember this, but he's got Radiance, BKB, and now 2k gold
it's
on
helpful.
him.
It's just the rest of the heroes aren't strong right now.
Yeah.
And this Clockwork somehow has an Orchid. The mysteries of life, truly.
He's 7-7-12. It's not like he's been involved in hell a lot of the kills, but the deaths are still there.
Yeah, you're just not feeling the impact of Newbee support duo. Last game they were so successful. This game, they were 3 melee heroes, 2 supports that are melees, 1 core that's melee against a Legion commander. That's going to be really rough. And Clockwork was king up there. When you just have those 2 melee supports, they can't really challenge Clock. Battery Assault rules supreme.
Problematic. Observe what's going to get picked. Seneko finds it quite easily. And Newbee know what they have to defend. KP's, again, back to wall building. They're all trying to get Lincolns. KP's got 1 queued up. You got 1 queued up for Mugi as well. Storm Spirit just completed, so they'll have 3 Lincoln Spheres.
Nice.
As the item builds for Newbee. Just survive and don't let them get the initiation or at least the trigger on the Lincolns. Stop the Legion commander from being an influence. I wonder if you just double layer the Storm Spirit and just let him jump in.
Yeah, just give him both shells. Well, there's still like a small chance for Newbee. They're gonna have to hope that Navi...
they can hope that SECC can now steal Aegis. That's kind of it.
Yeah.
Like if you have Navi push in with both Aegis and Cheese,
they've got to accidentally deny both.
They have to move so quickly here. Crystallize has just arrived. They're inside the base, the rocket's scouting up, everyone's there, and Newbee's just like, yeah, we know what's going on now. We're too late to fight this.
Navi's got to misclick, deny both of them. Then I would say that Newbee can still win this game. Come on. All right.
No.
I don't know why I was possibly hoping for that. That was the most absurd set of circumstances that had to happen.
Maybe if Solo still had his Plague Wards inside the pit and then he was siding on the side of Newbee, yeah, that would work. Not the Plague Wards, the Mass Serpent Wards.
So a hero that isn't in the game and a player that isn't in the tournament.
Yeah, this is right now what Newbee need.
It's pretty, I don't know if it's rough as that. That ventures into the impossible topes, but...
Octarine is up for Zeus. The push is coming. The testing moment for Newbee. Roger is in the position to go for that hook shot in, ready with Silence and Blade Mail in hand. It's like, please attack me. Bloodseeker will try and survive. He's actually got 25% lifesteal talent up. So ignoring the Rupture damage, obviously 4 staffs and kicks are just not the way they think they're going to win it this time with the Rupture. Faith almost feels like he's bait as the Ogre. Let the Plague Wards be the wall, be the Ignite. The annoyance, but Crystallize sits on the bottom of the stairs. They got the Nightmare onto Kaka. Still no jump from Roger. He's letting it be. Fortification from Newbee now being committed. Bloodrite is well onto Crystallize. They're wasting his time with this Metamorphosis. I say that he's only 1/3 through it. With the press, the attack, he does so much damage so quickly, and Faith so low. They burn through the tier 3 tower. Newbee have to do something. The Fiend Script, it's on the Kaka. Same with the Nimbus, and Roger! The Hawk is perfect. ES will pop. Mugi at least has his BKB, so he gets a revenge kill. But SEC has got absolutely diddly squat. Navi is taking the mid lane of Rax. You can buy back, but nowhere is safe. Dendy being sung creates space, but here comes General. Another duel victory. SECC, Seneko just instantly into the Nightmare. Away, the Nimbus, slowing up the Storm Spirit. It's a good kick. Mugi, he needs more control. He's almost killed up the Legion. He hasn't done it. He can't reach him. And the overwhelm We're having a game 3. Nahaz gets his wish.
Both teams stomped. Now they just traded out.
Oh boy. Game 3, what the hell do we get?
It was like stomp. One newbie stomps Navi, then Navi stomps.
But that's the law of averages, right?
Yeah.
Like we talked about like what happens with EG versus VP. Game 1 is absolutely amazing. Game 2 and Game 3, it's a little bit more one-sided, or Game 2 is going to be one-sided. Now we've had one side. Let's have an even game, please.
It's like a 60-minute back-and-forth slugfest.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's have that.
I mean, both the games were even to a point. I don't know.
But both the games also had a large amount of kills. Like the slugfest we already kind of had, even if it was a little bit more one-sided. Each team was still able to get like multiple kills, like 20 kills at least on the board.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Navi 39-20, 36 minutes in, claim game number 2. The Terrorblade push too good. The top lane too good.
That top lane went absurdly well.
Yeah.
They got so many kills in that lane.
I just wondered too, like if it didn't escalate like that for Mugi, like Mugi was still 12-7-3 at the end of that game.
Yeah.
But Kaka, he couldn't do anything. Like he was 0-13-15. Like he was there to try and help out. But KP, 0-9 on the Venomancer, even when he got space in the jungle to farm up, there was just no push influence from him. The team fight influence didn't really seem to be there as well. Like the fight was over by the time he could Nova, and then he hit like one hero.
I mean,
I think they didn't get the team fights they wanted.
I feel like if we just talk about it too much, we're going to take everything on the panel.
Yeah.
There's a lot to say about that game.
Well, hopefully production is ready for us to go to a quick break, and we can do that and come back for Game 3, Newbee versus Navi. Will we actually get to have it? we will find out who will take this last spot.
Get the alpha, be the alpha.
The battle begins.
Rampage.
Dire victory.
With the Strafe Esports app, follow your favorite teams and players, and you'll never miss a match again. Strafe, everything esports. Download now on iOS and Android.
One of the best Naga performances I've seen in a long time. I cannot get enough of that.
You could really tell her 3.2 agility gain.
How do you know that?
I know all the heroes.
What about Centaur's agility gain?
1.
What about Sniper's strength gain?
1.7.
What about Storm's agi?
1.5.
Terrorblade's int?
1.6.
Wait a minute. What are you looking at on your phone?
Nothing. Just playing a game. The new OnePlus 5T has an octa-core Qualcomm processor and up to 8 GB of RAM, so you can have multiple apps open and play games at the same time.
You better
So many beautiful people looking for a miracle. Yeah. Woo. So many beautiful people. Woo. Beautiful people looking for a miracle. I'm looking for a miracle, Yeah. After time and time again, I always thought it would change. Searching for my sunshine, but got caught in the rain. I can't figure out who I should blame. Is it me, is it you, or the rules of the game? Cause when I give it my all, that isn't even enough. Plus I heard the sweet of the berry.
Back at the ROG DreamLeague Season 8 Finals, we are into day 2, and our second series of the day is all tied up as Newbee take game 2, Navi take game 2 off of Newbee. We will have a game 3. Bringing back in our 4-man panel here, the usual suspects. Unfortunately, guys, our MVP vote glitched out because I have a feeling I know who it would have been. That General Legion Commander, 12 duels, 122 bonus damage from the very beginning. He dominated.
Yep, I think it was a lot on the. I think Blitz said it a couple times. Both the General Legion Commander as well as Roger and the Clockwork in that top lane, playing versus a triple melee tri-lane. They really were able to capitalize a lot on that laning phase and set him off to have a very early Blink Dagger, which kept punishing that Storm Spirit over and over again.
Now, that was something that he was making, a point that Blitz was making to us after the game is, you know, we talk about games being a good game for a certain hero or a bad game, but a lot depends on how well the other lanes go.
Sure.
That Legion having Blink at 12 minutes, all of a sudden it's not such a free Storm game anymore.
Yeah, and they pressured, they really pressured Mugi. He got like late timing on his Midas, late timing on the Radiance. He wasn't able to really run into the fights because he would just get blown up by the massive damage from the Zeus and the Terrorblade.
Yeah, you're going to see here, this is really what helped General get off to this start. It's kind of neat because he gets level 6 by casting Overwhelming Odds on that creep wave. The Thunder God's Wrath comes in, and this is his first dual victory of the game, just moments after he turns level 6. He just never looked back in this game. We were talking a little bit about the Bloodseeker pick. I really liked it with those 3 dots. Not a fan of the hero, though, were some of you.
It really does feel like that's the sort of draft that we would have expected to see maybe a month or a couple of months ago. You know, it's one of those sort of lineup of heroes that a lot of teams were playing around with for a long time, and there was success, but it sort of got to the point where people were working out how to play against it, the meta sort of moved on, and suddenly you try and run this Bloodseeker Venom duo core, and it's going to have little to none effect against some of these new lineups as Navi was playing, having this Terrorblade. I expected solid stuff from Crystallize. He gave it. I thought the Zeus was a brilliant addition at the end of it all. So many times the Thunder God's Wrath not being used for just getting the kills. We saw Denny getting a few kills to kills, but also the vision game. So important for when they have like this Legion jumping in on a target and needing to know where the rest of the team was behind the opponent so they could prepare for any sort of reaction from Newbee.
And Kaka, we mentioned it a lot for Newbee. He's their big playmaker. He ended 0-13 this game, I'm pretty sure.
That ain't good.
Yeah, he had a rough.
If Kaka ain't doing good, that team ain't good.
I think it was just really good execution overall, though, from Navi. They played to the exact strength that their lineups needed. They put so much pressure on that safe lane, and
They also,
saw what ended up happening from it.
They play in a way that we haven't seen before. I mean, when's the last time you saw Navi playing the Zeus, you know?
It was nice.
They did it in League play, didn't they?
A little.
I feel like we
maybe
have seen
once.
the Zeus somewhere else.
Maybe once.
Yeah. But no, definitely not regular.
But, yeah, they pulled something out, and it really worked. So that's the kind of wins that you're interested in. Whoa, they did not get the Shaman. They actually went for the puck. So will that be a first pick Shaman, potentially? I don't know. They still have some bans to get through, so probably not. But hey, could happen, boys.
Interesting to see Newbee going back to that puck ban. That is a first phase ban for them against other teams. I would not have expected it to come out against Navi necessarily.
They banned it, what, in the fourth last time versus Navi? Okay. Trying to remember.
I don't know. It was a second phase ban.
It was a second phase ban, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Now the same bans from Navi. After dealing with the Sanking the first game, they realized in this second and third game that they don't want to play versus Kaka on that hero. This is most comfortable. It's his highest win rate as well.
Absolutely. Well, we could see a surprise coming out here. We know that if they don't ban the Shaman, it's probably going to be a first pickup. So I would say that they're going to ban that hero right about
5 seconds
now.
3 seconds.
Right about now.
I tried.
Sorry, Slacks. We tried for you, buddy. Still didn't come out. Big question, of course. Newbee opening up the last draft with the Faith Ogre Magi. They're going to take out the... I agree with that. I agree with that. Despite Roger having his ups and downs on that hero, that's a hero that potentially gives them a lot of problems.
I think this opens up SCCC's hero pool in the mid lane
Yes.
too. Then he can go for his Queen of Pain earlier. Then he can go for all these other Death Prophet, etc.
But the thing is, if he wants to play the crop, he's got to pick it early because it's been getting banned out, you know, in the second phase of bans every time, really.
Also wondering if they're looking at doing Medusa pick.
And Medusa, yeah. There's a lot of different heroes it opens up.
Yep.
You know, if we're going to kind of strange picks that Navi's been doing in the last couple of weeks, I have seen that Dendi SF, and I've been waiting for SF to come back. They're actually going to snag it.
Good call by you.
I saw the Knicks ban. It's just like, this is an indicator. We talked about this we saw Fnatic running it in the SCAA qualifiers for DreamLeague, and they absolutely dominated with Ogre Quap in the mid lane.
Sure.
And the big question for me in the first phase was Newbee going to stick with their guns as far as the opening Ogre? Now 10-3 is Faith on that hero, all in this patch alone. So I agree with them sticking with it. And this has been, if you look back all the way to Starladder last year before TI, this has been sort of Newbee's prescription when they get knocked back a little bit, is they lock down that SCCC hero early on in the draft, and they draft around that.
Oh,
yes!
What I tell you, boys?
Some confidence there, picking up the Dendi SF second
Wow.
Hell
yeah. They can still clock if they want.
Sure.
They can run the clock.
Yeah, the clock is there.
It'll probably
I think it's going to get banned.
Yep.
All right. I know it wasn't a real tournament, but we did see
Navi. In the Adrenaline Cyber League.
No, even worse. Even worse. We did see Navi pull out the Shadow Fiend in -1, and it was absolutely unbelievable.
He went the spell damage build,
he just
right?
the magic.
It was the
and it stays relevant. That's the thing. The way that Shadow Fiend damage scales with the stack buffs and with the talents, the spell damage build to me feels like it stays relevant longer, and I really feel like people underestimate the turn potential of this hero at level 1. You used to take 300 damage from eating 3
level
1 raise is what I meant. You used to take 300 damage from 3 raises. It's now 510 damage from 3 raises at skill level 1.
Yeah, it is pretty absurd how much it really does do. That 80 stacking is crazy.
Yes. I mean, in a sort of high tier pubs and pro play, it seems like the magic build is now the more standard one.
Pretty much.
It's more likely than not you're going to be building that way.
Yeah.
That said, Queen of Pain should never eat 3 raises. But
unless you blinks aggressively and gets caught by something like, I don't know. It's a lot easier to set them up with a Bane, but versus a Queen of Pain it is.
Could get some stuns or something, you know?
Yeah. Stuns or silences coming up probably.
Sure.
Maybe we see some...
Earth Spirit for Navi.
I was going to say Earth Spirit for Navi, but I don't know if... Does Roger play it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he does.
Right?
Oh,
I mean, I haven't seen him play it too much recently.
I think he has.
I'm not sure.
Because I was watching
I've played it a few times in League play. Maybe not.
A couple, very few in the League play that I remember.
I've seen it at least once recently, Roger.
Okay, fair enough, yep.
I get rid of the... Wow, Night Stalker still? Is it even worth banning Night Stalker this late? Who's going to pick that up this late?
Oh, Roger actually has played it a bit. He's 5-2 on the year.
He's played it a bit. Okay,
this patch.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's definitely an option there for Navi, that Earth Spirit.
Dire team pick.
And Newbee takes it
good.
themselves.
Yeah.
Good on Newbee.
Yeah,
I think it's really good awareness to take it away. I agree with both bans. Banning out the clockwork for reasons we talked about with the Shadow Fiend, the Night Stalker, the long duration silence can make Quap feel vulnerable, and then they're going to use that pick as their third ban in the second phase, take away the Spirit.
Yep.
Good drafting.
Yeah, it's just a very good answer to any time there's a Bane in the game. Makes it very hard for him to find the Fiend scripts. So we've seen a few Banes to get some very nice Fiend scripts off. So having that good control and cancel will be nice.
I've been seeing a bunch of Abaddons versus Bane in the recent past week or two. I don't know if this could be one of the situations that Newbee wants it.
There's a part of me that just wants them to YOLO LC again. Because
for Navi?
Yeah, it was just so good.
It is reduced, though. This time he doesn't have those global from the Zeus coming out, which did help him secure a couple of those duels.
Oh, we saw in the first replay. That's what got him going.
Yep.
Oh my God!
Yeah. You didn't say it this time, Slacks.
I didn't say it for the first time.
I said it last time.
Darn it! But hey, you know, been very excited to see this again. We've typically only seen that Bane Mirana combo, and as we said before, only one team. VG is the only one that was doing the Kunkka Bane, and here we go again. Navi just pulling out all the stops. This is fantastic.
The catch for the Quap, that X.
Yeah, super nice early on against that Quap.
You get the sleep on him, walk up, get an X and a torrent. He's in a lot of trouble there. He can't really blink away because he'll get brought back in.
Big old stuns for some raises action too there.
Yep.
A lot of magical damage and a lot of setup here for these heroes. This is a pretty good draft so far from Navi. I see what they're doing.
And Shadow Fiend, known as a pretty squishy hero, the rum effect, effect from the Kunkka can put in.
The rum's just great at sort of counteracting the whole duration, the magnetize and stuff. And then Kunkka's enemy being picked up.
Oh my God.
Some classic lore here for you,
Classic lore fight, guys.
Yeah.
This is a good one.
I am less confident in the Tidehunter pick here. I think a lot of the classic melee counters to the Tidehunter are still on the table. They're heroes that Crystallize plays pretty well. I would not be surprised to see an Ursa.
I could potentially see that. Absolutely. There's a lot of meat that they got to get through on that team. And oh, hey, could go for an Alchemist. Nice hat, bro. Yeah, the fingers. That's the classic. Thank you. All right.
Alchemist is almost a dead hero right now.
Don't say that to that poor guy.
I broke his heart, I know. Just like I broke Arteezy's heart earlier, apparently. Slacks.
Yeah, you sick man.
Big fan that Alchemist is dead. Thank you, Ice Frog. I love you.
All right. Well.
So first time this patch for Navi running Kunkka. Got to go all the way back to the last patch they ran it twice. 1-1 was Roger. Expect to see your offlaner here for Navi.
Offlaners. Let's see.
What does he want to do?
Who goes in the off lane? Fogged in this match. Oh, hey.
A lot of those offlaners are
choices
bad.
are off the table. Yeah. You look at
what about
his 5 most played heroes are all off the table.
Yeah.
What about the old Darks here? Whatever happened to him?
No.
Bit of the whole vacuum into Torrent.
Oh, no. I'm
Wombo.
sorry. I was looking at Roger. For General, the Nature's Prophet and the Beastmaster are still available, and I think both of those make sense.
Oh,
wow.
Oh, the Venge
carry.
Shadow Fiend.
Core
Shadow
Venge,
Fiend. Yeah.
yes.
We saw Mineski running this a bit, right, a while back.
Yeah, this
having
is
the double
sick.
auras, so that
you know what,
increased
though?
damage.
Question for you, Fogged. Do you actually think about aggro Triner on the Venge and putting General on it? Or do you just play safe and put Crystallize?
Surely it's just going to be Crystallize.
I would think it would just be that safe lane.
We've seen Navi do it before, with just Crystallize on it.
I kind of like the aggro try potential here, but I think you guys are right. It's a lot more stable.
I mean, they might still go aggro try, but with Crystallize playing it.
Just put Crystallize on it.
And then just get General, and maybe that something to 1v1 matchup with the Tide.
Yep, I think that could be a possibility.
Yeah.
I still think Beastmaster's sick. The double aura strat now.
Yeah, I think Beast could be a big factor. I'd be a bit surprised if Newbee doesn't ban it, though.
Yeah, that lockdown would be fantastic.
The lockdown
against
is just
the Queen.
I mean,
the
triple
Tide.
aura is crazy.
Very
So
good there.
for Newbee,
Brew.
we need our big physical damage dealer as a 5th pick. Mugi, Ursa's still on the table for Mugi. Although I don't feel it's as good against this Navi lineup. Gets kited.
They banned Brew, though. What do they want because of that?
10 seconds remaining.
Oh, they're not just going to pick Monkey King, are they?
On Navi? I mean, on Newbee, you mean?
Yeah. They do like doing that sometimes, don't they? And I don't know if I really like it, but I feel like it may be one of those heroes that they're comfortable with and want to go for.
I could actually see that, yeah. They need somebody to, like, gap close a little bit. Well, they have a couple of those already, of course, but they need some major damage real quick.
But Gyro, I said it last time, but
Gyro could be good, too.
this time with the Ogre again, I think it looks pretty solid. Gives them a little bit of early game, too, so they can fight with the Ravage early on and just, guarantee themselves some towers. Or maybe they look at the... Maybe they go for the Terrorblade themselves this time around. You get the benefit from when you use Reflection, you get the Vengeor on yourself.
I mean, so at that point,
I like it a lot.
I don't know, it can be hard though against the Magic SF. There's that point where if the SF gets ahead, he's going to have that edge on just clearing your illusions out, and they've got decent wave clear with the Conqueror.
What?
Oh,
wow.
Wow.
General Underlord.
That is not the hero I thought we would see.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
You're not a fan, Slacks?
Yeah, I've seen so many teams rely on Underlord to bail them out of a weird draft, and it never works.
They've got some nice Roche potential on the side of Navi. Shadow Fiend, Venge, and Underlord. They really bring down that Roche quick with Firestorm and the minus armor.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And Venge is probably going to have that Medallion or Solar Crest up early, too.
Yep.
The root can be very nice against the Quap as well, if you catch her out of position.
Yeah.
These are all beautiful dreams that you're all having right now about Underlord. I ain't buying it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just.
I feel like it's a little too fancy. All right,
a bit of push.
Newbee gonna play it safe with Luna.
Okay.
She checks that push box. Ooh.
Wow. Navi's draft, huh?
That makes the tri lane a lot stronger on this side of Newbee. I think that's
Yes.
why they wanted it, because they have this double melee. Again, they don't want to pick a third melee hero to like limit themselves a bit. So with Luna, it does make it a lot stronger.
Ugh.
I don't know.
really
about
hate
this one,
Underlord
guys.
that much.
Oh.
Man.
Owen?
I like, yet again, what Navi's doing here. You know, I like what they're doing in Game 2, and I think Game 3, the Underlord sort of match with the Kunkka, with the Brum, they're going to have that pretty good team fight between the two, and this incredible amount of sustain on this Underlord that can frontline. And I feel we may get to a point of the game where Newbee might actually struggle with the damage to deal with some of these heroes. As long as Dendi doesn't get destroyed in the mid lane, which I don't think he will because of the support backup, I think Navi's going to take this Game 3 and take the series. I like the draft.
Newbee, they have SCCC Quap, and with an Ogre babysitting him, I have to go for them this time again.
My mind is telling me no on Navi, Underlord, support bench, but my body's telling me yes. I'm gonna go for Navi again. Screw it.
You do not, in my experience, bet against an SCCC Quap. I agree with Flogged. I want to pick Navi.
Oh God, am I wrong now?
But I got it.
No, so I know.
Either way, we've got a Game 3. I wanted it. You wanted it. One game for both of these teams. Tournament life. One more time over to Toby1 and Blitz.
The panel is split. The score is split in the series. Blitz, are we going to be split on it? Who do you think's actually got the advantage? I'll go first so I cannot be influenced by you.
Sure.
I'm back in Newbee. I'm actually with the boys that you don't back down from a triple, like SCCC, like Queen of Pain, Mugi. How hard can it be to play a Luna?
Even though I hate Dendi and Navi as a whole,
yeah.
So it's impossible really for me to guess which team is going to win. I think that Dendi can do it. I think this is a good SF game. I think the new SF2 is pretty cool, but he has to go ham for them to win this game.
Yeah.
Like, Dendi has to have a sick game. Otherwise, it's very easy for Newbee to just snowball and go for the 5-mans. The Roche fight and team fight potential, I think, is a little bit better. I'm always really iffy when Kunkka's your 4 position because his hero fades off very quickly, Toby. He's not a BKB breaker. Once you start to get BKBs, his X, his Torrent, his bow doesn't really do anything.
Yeah.
So Dendi needs to overperform in this game for them to win.
But then you've also got the early pressure, right? Like you've got Crystallize to combo with Roger, Magic Missile into Torrent. There's a lot of pressure to apply to the off lane. Does KP have to be over defensive?
I think both teams
have like fight this.
I think
there's 4 heroes here.
Navi
You're already going to start with the Firestorm. Connects on 3 heroes. No rolling boulder yet from Karka. And Newbee, Navi are going to back up from the rune.
Firestorm is such a funny spell to me. It's like, don't run. Just stand there.
Well, that's why you combo it, right? That's why you get the pit.
Do you remember the Dota 1 Firestorm?
I do
How
not.
you had to channel it and stay still, but it also hit towers.
Oh.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
It was horrible. And then he also had like corpse explosion or something. I can't remember. Somebody on Reddit or Twitter will correct me, but I think he had like corpse explosion. Like when you killed a creep, it like exploded and dealt damage. It was weird. It was a weird hero back then.
Yeah. And now we have this iteration. General will try and make it work on the bottom lane. Kaka will try and zone him out. Leaves the top lane as that dual lane we're talking about, the VS. Kaka's actually really trying to get General to burn through his consumables. He's got Salve as well as 2 tangos.
At least this time, though, they didn't do the triple melee safe lane. That was rough. Them losing that lane. The problem is like, if you devote 3 heroes to 1 lane and you lose it, then the game is...
yeah.
Because they were able to win 2 different lanes.
General, caught on the wrong side. Rolling boulder, he'll dodge it wonderfully. Mugi still wants to focus on the CS, however, and they're just trying to keep General away from the wave.
And he swerved the shit out of that. He's just... But mid lane is going relatively even, which is, of course, beneficial to SF, as that triple raise does so much.
Oh, the
one more
last
hit!
Seneko, he got him! Brain Sap level 1 combining with the last base attack of Seneko.
Yo.
And that's...
the new SF. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, where's that Corbanes? Where's the Corbane gone?
Oh, man. The first time I got hit by that, I had like 200 health. And I think I got hit by the last raise and I just died. And Black was watching me play and he's like, that is so absurd.
Man.
But it's still the same SF. Like, you still die pretty easily when you die. He's trying to steal the bounty rune by Xing him. That's so spiteful. He's even taunting. He was going for the creep tonight.
The mind games.
Dude, come on. He already gave you the bounty rune. That is so greedy to go back for the creep deny. And he even goes to the taunt.
Roger, playing with confidence. Seneko playing with death. Nightmare will protect him a quick blink away.
He overjumps.
From SCCC, yeah, he's jumping down a long way after burning his salve. But Roger also arrived in mid.
Dude, Navi's feeling themselves right now.
Maybe he was worried he was going to get X'd. Goodbye, General.
You thought who was going to get X'd?
SCCC.
Oh, okay.
With Kunkka rotating in towards the mid.
Yeah, that makes
Might
sense.
have been the reason for the blink.
I didn't think he did it for no reason. Because if he was committing for the kill, he would have blinked differently. And if he wasn't, same thing.
Magic Missile Torrent. They're still 2 points up in Kraken Shell. And then following Anchor Smash, KP's going to be dragged back by the X marks spot General. No Magic Missile yet. Still on cooldown for the moment.
It's really hard to kill him.
Mid lane, SCCC. The blink away. Seneko's low. Faith and Kaka working together. Now find the kills. I say kills, plural, when it's actually just singular. Kill.
Yeah, Dendy needs mana right now. If he has mana, they can contest this lane, but they've still done very well for themselves. Bane plus Shadow Fiend is a very hard combo to trade hits with.
There goes the mana with the Faith Ignite.
They have 3 heroes mid right now, similar to last game, and yet they're still losing the lane pretty hard. Like, Navi is, with these 2 heroes, pretty easily dominating it. The bottom lane, though, is going very well for them, and the top lane is going quite nice for Newbee. So there's almost always some kind of trade. If you lose 3 lanes in a game like this, it's really hard to win topes.
Yeah. I'm wondering, though, if Newbee are that sad about their offlane. Yeah, KP's, like, he's got 13-5. He's getting his levels up and running, so the Tide, he will be effective. Crystallizer's early attack is quite useless against the Tide Hunter.
I think they're going to be really happy about this. Like, they're going to lose mid, and they have lost mid, but...
But they win the side lanes,
Yeah, they win the side lanes. They're okay with that. The goal in Dota is always to win at least 2 lanes, and mission accomplished. If you win 3rd, that's just cherry on top.
Yeah. That Observer was set up for almost the max duration. Nightmare preparing against the Queen of Pain. Roger, wonderful turn, and the raises, but then the kick from Kaka, trying to create space. They get the stun to SF, but then one more attack. Roger bringing down SCCC, but Dendy will go down. Kaka, as you said, he's on speed. Running back to the tier 1 tower, so a 1-for-1 trade-off. This is supports, however, from Newbee. Will benefit from the experience and the kill on the SF.
Yes, mid for mid. The Shadow Fiend, though, was there for the last hit on the Queen of Pain. And this is the roughest start that I've ever seen SCCC have, especially on this hero. Signature hero for him.
It's not like he's calling a TA to catch up. Here we go again, Nightmare. And, well, Faith takes the Nightmare off him, so they can follow up. Roger, X marks the spot. Not quite certain if this is really going to help him out. He's low on life thanks to the Shadow Strike.
He can't commit, though. Not when Dendy has 2 raises up.
Yeah.
I think if he hit the second one, maybe they would have committed for that on the uphill, but wasn't able to get it. And so much of the action has been centered around this mid lane for both teams.
Yeah.
Which is why we haven't really talked about the side lanes too much.
We really haven't. Like, we keep touching it every now and then. Like, both sides are kind of like Newbee's happy with the top because they're getting levels on the tide. Crystallize is just going to catch up, but he needs to work with somebody. They're going again towards the mid. Dendy will walk back. But it's this bottom lane, the 13-10 CSing Moogie, who's almost level 6, that Roger and Snake are going to finally try and do something about. X marks the spot. The torrent's being prepped. Here comes the Ogre. TP's got to come quick, but there's so much nuke damage into the trees. He has salve, but Navi crystallized. He's able to get the Wave of Terror off, getting involved in the fight, getting a double kill. And that's the movement you were looking for. Tide did not come in time to lend that Ravage of his, but he didn't have it. He only just hit 6 on the top.
Solo mid my ass. It's the tri-lane. It's the new tri-lane without any pole camps.
He's got to keep with the times now, man. Like,
if somebody brings 2 over, well, you didn't think it was that easy.
Got to go where the cool kids are.
Soon the offlaner will not, it's like the year is 2018. There's no offlane anymore. It's just a 4-on-4 mid. He's going for the torn. He hits it. He canceled the salve.
This is not what SCC wanted.
Man, Roger, I don't know if they're going to win, but he's going to win the award for most spiteful. He's made a lot of hating plays.
Well, he's tracking down Faith, but Kaka's nearby. So is Seneko. They look for the kick. Support rotates over from Moogie. Quick loose of beam, and Roger will get punished for his insolence. Seneko, Nightmare onto the Luna. They want to keep her up. It's the Lucent Beam control, but it's also that bonus damage she brings in, and the Eclipse will pop off. Seneko goes south, Crystallize. Well, okay, the creeps get hit by the beams. Faith's got Ignite to land, doesn't want to burn the mana for it. Moogie, one more Lucent Beam. Seneko, yeah, you can't juke that. There's no way.
There's nowhere to go to. As the offlaners now against each other. And despite all this trades, for a second it looked like it was pretty advantageous for Navi. It's actually Newbee that holds the gold lead because this Tide is crushing up at top.
Yep.
He has more farm than the Vengeful Spirit does when it comes to last hits. Of course, that's offset by
his lack of desire as well to even be involved in the team fights. He doesn't even level up Ravage. He's
mid.
level 7. Yeah, they're going up.
Very nice silence.
The kick is good from Kaka, creating some space. Nightmare switching around, so the torrent will connect there, and here comes Moogie. A quick Lucent Beam. Seneko, well, you brought back in SCCC, but Seneko now surrounded by 4 heroes of Newbee. Blink into the kill, secure with the Scream and the silence.
He's getting low.
It's perfect. Crystallize swapping out Dendy, letting raise one. Moogie so low, the one shot,
triple
the 3-man torrent from Roger. Let this man coat him in moisture. Newbee wants to back up. They've lost 2. They're still looking for more. Faith, no real stun, and Dendy even gets a regeneration rune to just put the icing on the cake. What is this luck? It's like Ice Rock wants Navi to be back.
Oh, I love Dota so much. I can't even believe that sequence of events. They actually brought 4-on-4 mid. You just got to keep upping the stakes until one team plays chicken. Which offlaner will flinch first and come mid?
I have 4 4s. What have you got on me? 5 5s? I don't agree.
This quad lane on quad lane action is it's entertaining. That triple torrent though was sick. Roger has done everything and some for his team in this game. Like first, he steals both the bounty runes, he plays around with that Tide Hunter, then he torrents SCCC in the middle of the lane while he's salving, which as a mid laner, I'll tell you, is incredibly annoying.
They're going again, rolling boulder after
but here's
Dendy.
Roger.
The kick will be there, SCCC. Well, he's got the bonus damage with the Scream. Dendy, does he turn around for the Razors? Right now, he just wants to survive. Support's going to be there. X marks the spot. Pull him back in. There's no torrent follow-up, so Kaka will be fine. Hey, but here comes Underlord. No. He'll pull out at the last moment and just be happy.
But KP also...
Yeah.
He also canceled his.
And they did.
Yeah, they're... Bring everyone.
You pull out your offlaner, we'll pull out our offlaner.
It's
all right.
Kind of like weird.
Here we go again. Spot into stun. He tried to get the Eclipse off. There's 4-1 charges available into the strength shreds. Needs the life, a quick Lucent Beam, but X marks spot. Moogie, where do you go from here? The wand is up. Salve is available. He's burning it off. Faith needs to create the space. Wave of Terror cancels the salve. And
around the corner.
No! He dies. Crystallize got the attack off, and now
the torrent once again.
The torrent will connect. Crystallize and Roger, if they got what it takes, up the hill. X marks and Wave will get the pick off. Dendy arrives, but this time he's not needed. KP wants to kill onto General. General, okay, that ain't happening. He is so damn tanky.
Dude, Roger is surgical with that torrent.
That's the new set coming out from Roger. We're going to change his broadsword into a scalpel.
You don't need stuns to make these plays, apparently. You don't even need to X people. Okay, I
keep rolling with the punches.
I don't feel like they should have half these kills, but they are definitely overperforming their lineup right now.
Newbee's going to force the top lane. So if Navi want to try this, bring 3 heroes to the top, they have to battle into Ravage. Eclipse is down, but you still have a buffed up Luna. So they don't go for it, they go towards mid. Here comes Tide. 5 heroes coming towards the mid. Rolling Boulder, finding Dendy Karka. He'll turn on the Magnetize, gets the kick off. They want Dendy down the Fiend's Grip. It controls SCCC. He can't get the Sonic Wave off. KP hits 3 people with the Ravage. Snako in the river. Roger behind the tower. They're jumping down, looking for the kill on Snako. Brainstep will give him the life back that he lost previously. And Karka and KP have to work together. Karka gets the kick in. Snako, no!
And he gets to deny.
Roger! What is this? The pirate betrayal!
Hits the torrent in his face.
Oh.
Leads up with that. I feel like we're over-talking it, but is it even enough at this point?
I'm sorry, you can create all the red threads you want. Bias towards Roger, bias towards his plays. Woo!
Roger is...
I love it.
This is, I mean, I kind of insulted Kunkka and I said I wasn't a huge fan of this hero. And now I will happily eat those words. But you saw what Newbee did. They brought their offlaner this time. They were like, this 4 wasn't enough. We need to bring 5. This is the formula right now. This is how this game, I guess, is going to go.
Isn't this the start of like what happened in the Korean Dota world? Let's see this again. So Snako, run up
hits first.
Missed chance as well on attack, and then Roger, boom. Denied!
Just bonks him on the head. Navi. This is such a blistering pace that both teams are setting right now. 15 kills in 12 minutes, non-stop action around this mid lane. Nobody's even trying to grab towers. The only tower so far that's been taken in this game is this bottom one when Crystallize rotated for the 2nd time.
Well, Crystallize has an invis rune, so he's looking for his opportunity. Snako. Fiend's Grip still on cooldown for the moment. Faith and Karka are the ones nearby. Rolling Boulder up. He rolls into Roger. Goes for the quick silence. Faith will die. Or will he? He'll get the sun over onto Crystallize. Keeping him out the fight. Here comes your X-Mark ship Torrent right onto the Earth Spirit. They keep him in place with the Fiend's Grip too. Maybe a little bit of overkill, but a kill's a kill. And then a kill to follow is also a kill. So 2 kills.
A kill is a kill is a kill. And now... not a lot of transitions. They are going to head towards top instead of this mid lane. It's a little bit too difficult for them to go for that. Connect to your offlaner who is incredibly strong. As much as this Tide Hunter farm, General's done the same thing. He's starting to build very tanky right now. Has a lot of levels on him too. All 3 cores from from Navi right now prospering. I said from Dendy, but it might as well be because they're just playing this 4-on-4 mid game. Now General even comes over here. Let the war games commence.
Oh, and another Torrent, just for good measure. Okay, this VS. Crystallize is going to have himself a Shadow Blade pretty soon.
Yes, he needs killing items right now. He just needs to pick off. I don't think he trusts in his ability to scale with this hero because he doesn't have the ability to flash farm. So you need to kill. Like, this hero was built to kill. 4 levels of the stun, a lot of burst damage coming out. Dendy's in a similar position. He can be your frontliner if you need. He'll be your building hitter. This Venge just needs to go around the map killing.
All right, now, they're just preparing themselves for the next engagement. Dendy still needs to fly that Ogre Club out so we can have the extra strength before the fight begins.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on board.
What a lively tune.
You just taunt away, friend.
Denny's going to get a regen rune to bottle up. Okay, yeah, I suppose you may as well.
2k lead, though, for Navi.
Yep.
Even though I said Navi, I did think that Newbee had the more well-balanced lineup.
Yep.
But Navi definitely making some good moves. But they have to keep this momentum going.
Here
and
comes
team
the
fights
push again.
Yeah, team fights are going to be difficult for them, Toby. Like, imagine a full-on team fight from Newbee. The strength of their lineup with the Scream of Pain into her Sonic Wave. They've got Ravage, Luna Eclipse. They have tons of AoE team fight.
And if they can keep the control up long enough, then the physical damage of the Luna can start to arrive as well.
Yes.
Moogie will finish up the top tower, rotating in from Newbee. They smoked all the way from the top lane. Fortification's already been burned. This T1 tower is low, but as you said, Navi in the trees, rolling Boulder forward, Crystallize low, the kick! It catches up General in the back lines. They're holding at the moment the Ravage because they know they can kill off Crystallize General. He'll put down the pit. Can he get away? KP able to get over the Pit of Malice to keep the chase going. Ravage is still still available. General triggers up the pipe, but here we go once more. KP, you can keep that battle going. Dendi has already burnt the regeneration rune.
Still an awkward fight.
Want to fight. Like, they've got Eclipse, they've got Ravage, you just don't have Magnetize.
Yeah, Navi should be very fearful of this right now. It's 4v5. Their one position is dead. Ravage is king of fights right now. No way that they want to take this engagement. So they're just going to back off and reset things a little bit. And Navi, even though they want to keep the momentum going, these 5-on-5 fights, I do not think will go favorably for them.
They're concerned for now. But the lanes start to settle down. This farm rate's going to start to increase with the Mask of Madness completed over on the Luna bottom. SCCC, the save is coming in from Kaka, getting the silence.
Oh, he wants the
Brain Sap, he can't reach him. Kaka! The Kevin Costner to Whitney Houston protects him for now. Faith.
He just canceled his TP. We'll see if he lives to regret that.
Faith's going to be near here. Kaka starts his retreat. 17-1 charges available. General will arrive on the back of his Dark Rift. They're bringing in the numbers once more, while the Mask of Madness boys play up in their sandbox on the top lane.
That was the slowest Uber of all time. He just teleported right in front of his face. What did you think would happen? He was going to run away, of course. The channel time for it took so long, and Navi, they're going to reset things a little. I think this is how they have to play it. They have to force Newbee to play very reactionary, move around the map, allow their course to just out-farm them. So far, so good.
Yeah, but things are starting to arrive for Newbee. The mech is coming out to the Tidehunter now. Urn of Shadows is on the way. The Yasha has arrived for the Luna. So the sustain for Newbee's team fight's looking a lot better.
Yes.
They still don't have that perfect jump initiation, but the positioning of Kaka has made up for that.
Yeah, and the team fights are still rough for them.
They're in Roshan. The wave
they
of
might have
terror.
seen the wave.
They saw the wave of terror. They know they're in Roshan.
They're pinging. They need everybody.
For the negative armor. This is going to take forever. Snako is brain sapping to keep himself alive. The pings are there. Kaka, here comes your kick. It connects.
He catches both.
And he actually gets both. Turns on the magnetizer. The sonic wave. It ripples out to the Bane. SCCC is there to finish the job. The boat, very ineffective. And Navi, who was shaken like a rock, back into the dire world, and it is now Newbee who go into Roshan. Navi, their turn to fight. X marks the spot. They want to bring back in Faith. Actually, it's a pit on 3 with the follow-up Hellfire. Roshan just like, what the hell is going on? Who's knocking on my front door?
Game 1, absolute stun for one side. Game 2 goes the other way. This Game 3 is so nail-bitingly close right now. Both teams have an opportunity. Neither of them willing to give up this Roche area.
Yeah,
but
I don't think want to fight now. Like they've got
Newbee want to take that fight. They just can't take Roshan themselves very easily. But now they're gonna rock right back in.
You got Ravage and Mech. Kaka is waiting. They have the Observe Ward up on the hillside, dire side of that mid-river. Nighttime. For the sleep of Tidehunter, the kick connects onto the Bane with the Lucent Beam. Snako has to brain sap out to get a little bit more life. They try and put him into the Shadow Amulet. Nowhere to hide. Here comes your ship once more. They want to fight this one out. Mugi gets hit pretty hard. KP, he's got the mech available. He's going to burn it down. But General, here's your Ravage. Create some space into the Eclipse. Underlord will tank a lot of it, but not all of it. They swap Mugi in. Denny will cop a couple, but then the Rages bringing down the Luna. Roger once more, looking for the torrent, looking to come through the rear. X marks the spot, it's on to KP. He's got no mana, but thanks to the stun from Faith, Dendi can't follow through with the razors. He's got all 3 ready as Kaka rolling boulders outside of the pit.
And Kaka's almost out of stones. There's no Ravage, no Eclipse now, and I think Navi, they might just reset for this and go right back in once all the heroes are up. They're probably going to wait for this Pit Lord. And Newbee, they're loath to give this up. They thought that fight would have been a lot more heavily in their favor, but they blew both the ultimates just to find the Pit Lord. Not nearly enough to justify that cost. And Navi, indeed, they're waiting around this area. They don't have these huge cooldown spells to wait for, Toby. They can just walk right in.
And they can, but they don't look to have the confidence for it.
They're waiting on their Pit Lord.
Yeah, waiting on the Pit Lord. Requiem of Souls being down for Dandy also means you don't have this for the fight.
I think you still go in for it right now. You shouldn't be afraid right now. There's no stones, too,
There's
on the Earth
attack.
Spirit.
Good Observe Ward up on the hill. Navi have really great vision of what's going to happen unless someone... Okay, there's a Sentry Ward, so goodbye Observe Ward. KP walking close. He's got both Hood as well as Mech. That's a very tanky Tidehunter. The Torrent connects on the Queen of Pain. SCCC, he's got the ultimate available. He has to hit really hard to make this work. Tide staying inside the pit. The Kaka, 3-man silence and kick is slowing things down. A minute until Ravage is back off cooldown, but Roshan at 1200 HP. They want to finish the job. Dendi getting bashed doesn't help with this. They're coming in once more as General.
Getting low.
Tries to be the front liner.
SCC's trying to time it.
In they go, rolling ball to Kaka, the 3-man stun once again. Sonic Wave is so hard! SCCC hit by the Wreck missiles. Point blank range. Roshan,
they're all crowding around.
Gets it. It's bound by the Radiant. Moogie gets the Aegis to the Immortal. After all of this, Newbee will be almost all dead. KP, he's brain sapped down. Moogie's alive, but not for much longer. He begins to run. 16-1 charges. They pull him back in again. Moogie will go down. And while Roshan goes the way of Newbee, the fight goes to Navi.
That was the most absurd thing that I've seen around a Roche fight. All 8 heroes were right-clicking Roshan in tandem, trying to be the team to grab it, and Newbee was successful, but Navi ends up with the big prize, completely wiping them without any of those big ultimates. Newbee, they were so helpless around that area.
Man, I kind of want to watch just that moment again.
There was just so many heroes hitting that Roshan. They were all spam clicking on the ground. It was like some sort of mutual, let's take down this raid boss, every man for themselves.
You know what this reminds me of? Finding Nemo, where they're all just sitting there going, mine, 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 mine. And who got the fish? It was still Moogie.
It's kind of beautiful to watch, though. You know, they all work together. It's the spirit of harmony. Dota is truly a global game.
It's like Snap, right?
Oh, this game is honestly this is my favorite game that I've casted in a really long time.
It's not over yet. The difference is still, it's under 1,000 gold, the difference. The experience is only 2K the way of Navi. We're going to start to build into the new items now. So Orchid has arrived up for SCCC. He'll have his control available. There's, I believe, Kaka going in for the Yule Scepter. General, he's got the mechanism back in the stash. He needs to bring it out to himself. Crystallize, he's working on his BKB. Kunkka, well, hey, why not? He's going to go for a Vlad's.
Despite Newbee losing that fight, it still feels like their team fight is superior. It still feels like there's this moment where they should be able to win one of these fights and just roll Navi over.
Yeah.
Navi is doing a very good job of engaging, disengaging, being smart about how to take these fights. And they're going to have to continue to do so, because this is one of those razor edge games where if they tempt fate a little bit too hard and they lose a fight, it's going to swing way too hard the other way. Yeah. But Navi have done a very good job so far. They're controlling the game at a decent pace. They're going to trade these tier 2 towers.
Yeah, they will. This will be a little bit easier for Newbee to push back out once they have the Manta Style or the Luna. And it looks like Newbee are going to try and push the top lane a little bit harder. They don't have the Luna with them. They don't want to come to this, but remember game 1 when no one was there to defend? This is exactly the same situation. It's the only lane where Newbee can attack a tier 3 tower, because Navi still hold tier 1 and tier 2 in their mid and bot lane.
Yeah, but Pit Lord gonna TP out. Dendy just continuing to farm Ancients. He really wants a BKB. In that previous engagement, he just got blown up so hard. Wants to try to reset things a little bit. And both teams one game away from getting points at this major.
Yeah, that top 4 position. Winner of this will play up against Evil Geniuses. But major points worth so much more than the minors. So it's worth it if you can grab it. Roger looking to grab it.
There's a lot of heroes here.
Rolling boulder forward. They'll send him up.
Lord needs to TP now.
Fuel Scepter. Here's the kick followed through. And the Nightmare. It cancels off a little bit of the attack. Tanada.
Then he's got to time the BKB.
Here she flies out. It'll hit on 4 heroes.
Roger's still alive.
I don't know how. The ship will fly forward. It goes over the top of Navi. They have their mech from General. They'll sustain for the moment. Dendy's BKB is already popped. The only casualty of war so far is the Admiral, but they'll turn for more. Lucent Theme slowing down Snako. Crystallize into Invis. More dust charges available, however, but then Crystallize turns through the damage to the Yule Scepter. Kaka's alive.
Kaka's alive.
He's rolling away, but then his attack will stick with him. The Pit of Malice is down. It's a cage fight. It's a pit fight, and Navi want to go further. Snako will fall as he is going in deep. He wants Crystallize, but General's like, please attack me. Newbee say no. They want to go for the real hero. They want Crystallize, and they've got him.
And General
is waiting in the trees.
Faith looking for him.
Trees. A leaf on the wind, General. Watch how you saw.
He's got no teleport. He's desperately just trying not to move. Now he's cutting his way up, trying to find an angle. He's even going to go for the pit. Has plenty of health left.
Now they know, but there's no one that can catch him.
They're pinging him like crazy, but just fight after fight right now. And that one, I don't even know who's really the victor. I guess because the Vengeful Spirit died, it might...
If we go off gold as well as experience, there is no victor.
There's nobody won.
And it's an even trade.
Everything was used. It felt like 10 heroes died, but in fact, like 1 person died on each team.
Conquer and VS for Navi and the ES for Newbee.
Yes. Feels like there should be a lot more, but...
It really does.
I like that both teams are not willing to back down. Oftentimes in Dota, you play the positioning game, Toby. You try to move people around so that you always start the fight with a numbers advantage.
Yep.
But both teams are like, nah, like, that's not what we're about. We're going to just butt heads until somebody comes out on top. And Navi, they're sitting behind Dendi.
Here they go once again.
No Ravage.
On the front lines. As you said, there is no Ravage, but there's a full pipe. There's a full mech. Seneko will begin this with the Nightmare onto the Tidehunter. Where's the follow-up? Torrent's there for Kaka. The back lines. It's a 3-man kick with the first silence. They'll pull in tight. He got the pipe off. Mech charge as well. KP to the trees, but that won't happen. He's down for a minute, but the split push is there. SCCC is adding the pressure on the top lane, building that money up to the BKB, but Navi will take this mid. With Ravage now coming off cooldown, it won't help because Tide's still dead.
Yeah, Newbee.
But you bloodlust the tower. Defense, defense, defense.
They probably have to back from this. Navi at least want to try to force something.
I don't think he meant to actually cast that Pit of Malice.
I don't think so either, but they're going to walk up and start hitting on the tower, and they have good tower hitting. They even get the swap.
They pulled him into it. Faith got quickly stunned up by the last tick of the Pit of Malice, but SCCC, he's bringing down the tier 3 tower up.
He's doing more right now.
It's going to be a straight trade-off for tier 3 to tier 3. Here comes your silence onto the Conquer. He can't do much more, and Karka's in the neighborhood. He's ready to fight if Roger wants to do it. In fact, Roger, he's grabbing Karka. The mid-melee Rax was taken.
He's going to time it.
He'll hit the torrent. The ship will follow through as well. Karka needs to survive. 7-1 charge. It's a 3-man kick. Rolling balls available, but he was dying to the urn. 1 charges were available, but he didn't get out in time while the Luna was pushing the bottom lane in. So a tier 3 for a tier 3 in mid-racks, but that range is almost dead on top.
And SCCC tries to go for the trade. At first, he did take the tower, like, pretty speedily, but then everybody from Navi chips in. They even managed to get the Dark Rift back. They saved their own racks. No trade available for them. Racks for nothing. They didn't have to commit any buybacks. Not that they had one, but not the worst thing in the world for Newbee, but pretty decent trade so for Navi.
Yeah.
Although that only leads to a 1K lead for them after all is said and done.
Now we have more targets to look at. It's not just Roshan. Both teams can start destroying shrines, and everyone can battle over these positions instead.
Yes, fight on, fight on, fight.
Yeah.
Just continue to battle.
And Newbee's looking for it. They've got their big magical burst damage available, both Eclipse and Sonic Wave.
They got BKBs
up and running,
now.
and both, actually not a level 3 yet for SCCC, but they're looking for their target. Crystallize, he'll find Mugi over in the Dire jungle. Pit Lord is on his way. There's your swap. Crystallize wants to start Faith. Gets the stun, no multicast, but these kicks, damn, Kaka. Living up to his football name. Just keeping Navi at base so he cannot get the chain stuns to chain control. But SCCC, Fiend's Grip bottom lane, Dendi and Seneko teaming up perfectly. Down goes the Queen of Pain.
Yeah, very nice trap. He didn't expect them to be there. Anticipated the entirety of Navi to be at top, and Roger gonna run into KP here. Not the easiest target to take down, and he's just gonna hightail it out of there.
Yeah, BKB's just arrived for the Luna. So you got BKB now on both Mugi as well as on SCCC.
Yeah, and they've watched Seneko drag an entire creep wave here.
They're
at
coming
this top area. They're trying to hold on.
Crystallize has gone invis again. There's a sentry ward nearby. Faith is the closest one. Here comes the X marks the spot, looking to pull Faith back in again.
They find Mugi.
He pulls Mugi in, so they're both there for the race. But the kick! Kaka, the 3-man silence. Faith will die as Pit Lord comes in. Wonderful ability, right? That Firestorm.
It's been very good.
It has been. And goodbye, Faith.
And
but
now
that's really lucky. Mugi didn't burn the BKB, stayed alive, regenerates back up again, and they're ready to fight with the Tide Ravage.
Still, Navi is outmaneuvering them hard. That 1K lead now turns into a 4K lead. Roshan is up at the same time. They can take this very quickly, and it'll be super obvious when Newbee makes a rotation over. There's no shrine for them to teleport to either.
Yeah.
And Navi still have their tier 1 mid, so if they lose this fight, any hero, they can just buy back and come back into this to try to cement the game.
But there's Manta Illusions to scout out Roshan, so Newbee don't have to go in fully blind, and that's exactly what
they're holding the cliff area, though. Look at this pit.
It holds them back. Roshan, 1,000 HP, 700, 400, 200, 100, and they've got it. Both Aegis and Cheese. Aegis into Dendi, Cheese onto Crystallize, and they're going in for the fight. SCCC, he's going to BKB up, which gets him out of the torrent. Ship X combination. But
still
that means
looking
now
for something.
BKB is down while Navi's looking to push up.
Yes. Now they have Aegis and Cheese. Dendi is very strong right now. Didn't have to commit his own BKB. General finds the very nice angle to hold them all out. Pit of Malice paying off there. And Navi probably go for their second set as Kaka trying to cut the wave a little bit too late. SCCC trying to force this bottom wave in. He doesn't have a BKB, so his team fight's very limited. And I think this is Navi's go time.
They're looking for it. SCC can still TP back, so it's fine. But here comes your pit once again. General very early with this, just so they can push up high ground. The mid lane's not really close enough for it, but the tier 3 tower copping damage, smoke up from Newbee. They want to do the old wraparound, and there's your swap. It puts him, Queen of Pain, in the midst of the fight, but SCC able to blink out. They get the Suns in the back. They're looking for Seneca, but bring him down. Requiem missiles, KP can't do much. Ravage! He gets it off! A 4-man stun. It's a 1-for-1 trail, but here comes your Eclipse. Noogie have to do work, and it's going to help when the Sonic Wave connects as well, but Dendi still double kill, holding the high ground. The real Anakin here looks for the kill, but SCC, he blinks away in time!
And he's X'd again!
The Aegis Immortal will pop, and he wants to go for more. X marks the spot. SCC, BKBs, just in case. Navi back to the fighting front lines. They want that tier 3 tower down. The buyback comes in from Kaka. He's ready to roll, but there's no Ravage, there's no Sonic Wave, there's no Eclipse, and there's no Tidehunter in a second. They can't get the last point of damage until he gets dragged back in by the X marks spot. Kaka trying to create space, but still KP will fall. The melee Rax is alive. Nuki wants to come in for another battle. The magic missile, X Torrent ship. Here she all flies towards the mounted Panther. Down she falls. General with the double kill. They want more. Kaka pitted up. Faith can't really do much more here in SCCC. All they can do is watch his supports die as General gets a triple kill. Newbie with no buybacks. They call GG. Navi eliminate Newbie from the DreamLeague Season 8.
Unbelievable. Previous Perfect World Minor champions are out. Navi advance.
Points for TI.
Their first set of points?
I believe
I think so. And now they get to go into a matchup against a surging EG team.
EG.
What a hype matchup.
EG finding their stride a little bit early today with a 2-0 victory over Virtus Pro. Navi, two very one-sided games, swinging both ways. This game, it was hammer and tongs going both ways. Navi and Newbee. I love this type of fight. Like, this makes me even more excited for our last game of the day. If Navi bring this kind of energy into a fight against evil geniuses, who knows what type of Dota we're gonna see tonight.
This was absurd. Like, it's almost like they weren't playing for any stakes. They were just like, we're gonna fight.
Yep.
Guys, like, this is the battleground. Neither of us move. We're gonna put on a show for the fans. We're just gonna duke it out. We're gonna have fight after fight after fight. There's like a 5-on-5 mid, then a 5-on-5 at Roshan pit, then a 5-on-5 at bottom. And then the Roshan thing that happened where I wish we could see that
It was
again.
like 8 people
They were just
around.
all clumped up. They were mass clicking the ground. Nobody was fighting each other.
Oh, man. I absolutely loved that entire game. Props to Roger as well. I loved his jukes. I loved all of his play. I want to see more of him. We're going to see more of him in a bit, but Nahaz, how did you handle that? Is your pacemaker ticking a little harder?
Well, my voice is giving out, but I can still say the 3 words that I think a lot of Dota fans have wanted to hear. Navi is back.
Oh.
They advanced at the major. Guys, hopefully we'll have this fixed and we'll be able to see what chat thought. Who's your pick for MVP in this series?
It's going to be Roger, surely. I feel. I think it's hard,
It's hard. Roger and Crystallize had some unbelievable
One of those
performances. I mean,
no love for Jen.
Yeah, there's Roger.
Yeah, let's give it to
Roger
Roger.
getting the love.
He did have an
Yeah.
unreal Kunkka performance. He was landing torrents all over the place, on point with the X's, and the Vrum in those fights was having a huge factor on top of the atrophy aura from General. Every little thing was playing into part there.
Yeah, the early torrents mid,
amazed.
right? Set up those fights.
Yeah.
I really thought SCCC played a little bit over-aggressive on their Queen of Pain, eating the three raises early, which I didn't think was going to happen, but that really set the tone. That laning phase, they managed to kill the Shadow Fiend, but they had to commit a lot to do it, and all of a sudden, Navi says, fine, you want to play 4v4 mid? Let's go.
We'll bring 4, yeah, they're like, we'll bring 4 too. And then they have the better Roche lineup. So they fight around it, they wait for Navi to, or they wait for Newbee to use all their ultis. They walk back in, they're able to clear it with that high minus armor. Absolutely spectacular by Navi. I really didn't expect him to be that much crisper, but the comparisons from today to yesterday's Navi, I mean, they've really cleaned up their mid game.
Yeah, and that's sort of, as you mentioned, the 4v4 mid. That ended up really hurting SCCC because he struggled in levels. He was behind. There wasn't really any way of getting him back in the game. And you could tell as well, because SCCC, he was still hitting numerous heroes with his Sonic Waves. But because he was behind, the damage, it just wasn't effective enough.
And most of the time,
General Kunkka, General on the Underlord and having ROG on the Kunkka, this combination, as I said beforehand, it was always going to get to the point where between the Roam and the tankiness, the Underlord, this AoE from the Quap, it doesn't really matter because Navi have this lineup that can play around it, draw out the fights, and certainly once the cooldowns are bursted from Newbee, there's no hope in the sort of 5v5 engagements.
Yep. Well, something that Navi fans have waited for a very long time, but let's hear it straight from the source. Let's go to Sir Action Slacks on stage with one of the icons of Pro Dota 2.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I got some of your best boys here on Navi. Let's give it up. All right, all right. Whew. Now, that's the longest applause I've heard all day. Sounds good. All right, well, I'm here with the man himself. Sir, introduce yourself. Have you ever done one of these on-stage interviews before? And when's the last time you did one of these? All right, I'm not going to talk to the bodyguard here. This is just for confidence, right? All right, sir. Well, I wanted to ask you a few questions here. This is Roger, by the way. Give it up for him, please. All right, fantastic. So, you guys are on the up and up. You're eliminating Newbee, many of which would say top 3 team in the world right now. You guys are on the rise. What did you do to make sure that you could win this series today?
We tried so hard and worked so hard, so that's it.
In the end, it really did matter, after all, so very fantastic. All right, cool. Talk to me about Kunkka, dude. How did you know Kunkka was gonna work? Nobody's running this hero right now. You pick it out in your elimination game, Kunkka.
My captain said it's good hero, so pick it.
When's the last time you played Kunkka?
Last time it was at TI.
At TI was the last time? You haven't played no pubs, nothing?
No. You can check it.
Okay, we'll check it. That's pretty risky stuff there. You know, not messing around. Okay, so next series coming up, you're up against EG. This is it, another good team. Are you prepared for this? Have any words for EG coming up?
Gonna meet my friend Artur, yeah.
And are you gonna crush him or be nice?
We're gonna drink together.
All right, well get those glasses ready, because we're gonna have one hell of a party coming up here on ROG DreamLeague Season 8 Major right after this break.
Get the alpha, be the alpha.
The battle begins.
Rampage.
Dire victory.
With the Strafe Esports app, follow your favorite teams and players, and you'll never miss a match again. Strafe, everything esports. Download now on iOS and Android.
Kill beyond godlike for no one. Digital chaos in style in convincing fashion.
Hey, Owen.
What up, Fox?
Can I borrow your headphones?
Sure, but don't you have one of those brand new mobile phones?
Just toss them over. The new OnePlus 5T has 128 gigabytes of storage, so you have room for all the music you need, and to make sure you can listen to it, they kept the headphone jack.
I can't breathe when I'm so in love with you. When I'm so in love with you. 'Cause I'm so in love with you. There are no words to say, making me feel this way. With you, be with you every day, making me feel this way. 'Cause I'm so in love with you.
To feel so far away, didn't think I had a part to play. I used to let things bring me down. I would walk with my eyes to the ground, but I knew I could find a way to push through. Every word they'd say, I grew strong. I knew right from wrong, and now I feel it too. I'm alive, yeah, I'm alive. I'm alive, yeah, I'm alive. I love every moment with you, and I want you to know I do. I'm alive, yeah, I'm alive. Now I wake up to a brand new day. I never wanna wish the time away. I don't wanna waste a second, it's true. I've got that rhythm, don't you feel?